The basement, where nerdiness thrives and grown men rant about toys.
Voodoo Schmoodoo basement dwellers, we're back in 2024.
Yeah. Say what?
I said, what up? I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, what up? Dick of liquors.
Liquors of the dick.
Yeah, we uh took a little break after Lords of Salem because the holidays were all coming up and shit. And now we're back toward the end of January, continuing on with the Rob Zombie retrospective.
Indeed. And I have to say, I was really happy that I walked into this one blind. Like I mentioned in my post on the Facebook page that I had seen like non-spoiler reactions from people, like even people who like Rob Zombie movies were like disappointed with this one, but I'm glad that I didn't watch anything that was spoiler heavy because I had a pretty good time with this one.
Yeah. This is the second time I've seen this. We rented it when it was first available on digital, 2016-ish, late 2016. And I remember liking it okay then, and I like it about the same now, and I still have the same uh, complaints that I had the last time.
Yeah, it's definitely got its flaws and it's a little underwhelming at times. Like I get why Rob Zombie fans maybe at the time weren't expecting this, especially after big shoes like Lords of Salem, but Lords of Salem is kind of like one of Rob Zombie's oddities. Like it has a lot of his tropes in it, but it's like a refined, like you got a diamond out of a piece of coal. You know what I mean? Like Lord
Yeah,
Salem comes once in like a blue moon. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Lords of Salem was probably impossible to follow up anyway, just because of how good it was.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I get him doing an art house horror movie. I get him wanting to go back to full on exploitation and try to get as violent as possible, and go heavy on the Rob Zombie tropes and stuff and all of that.
For
Um,
and yeah, kind of going back to basics, but with what he's learned over the past couple of years. So
yeah,
I had in my notes that it seems kind of like an upgraded House of a Thousand Corpses in a way, where this is kind of like um, it's kind of a hangout movie, not heavy on like character development or plot, but the ideas are cool, and you're kind of brought along this Captain Spaulding murder ride.
yeah. It is hard to have character development when the whole premise is we got to get these five people into this murder game. So like it's hard to have any kind of character development at all.
Right.
And out of all his movies, like all right, like always, I love the villains, but this one I think does have the most unmemorable good guy characters.
Yeah, a little bit. Just because there's not a lot, like they're not going to stop and do a soliloquy in the middle of Saw, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got fucking And that's what's so funny because, like, not jumping into the recap yet, but like the way this movie opens with Richard Brake opening the damn door, it looks like the Saw bathroom, and I was almost expecting it to be like Tobin Bell rushes towards the camera, game on.
You got a severed foot hanging out on the damn on the side over there.
Richard Brake is the closest one to someone who gets like monologues, but he's insane. So
It is
it's
so
not like the
good.
monologues make sense, but they're great.
Yeah, he is like a strung out Nick Cave in this damn movie.
I didn't think about that. I was coming up with so many comparisons of what he reminded me of. He is dead ass Nick Cave.
The straight strung out 1980s fucking Nick Cave, dude. In another universe.
Ripper.
But like we always do, we got a good bit of hits this time. We ask all you guys to post your comments on how you feel about the movie, and we'll read them out on the show. And I've got a good couple of hits. How many hits do you have?
So I got a good couple from the Fresh from the Basement page. If you want me to do the honors, we got a dedicated fan, Sam Wetz, again
Yeah.
coming at us with a wonderful review. I feel like me and Sam definitely are in sync with a lot of the stuff that we watch. I started following him on Instagram as well. Um, I don't know, like whenever he posts these reviews, I'm always just nodding my head the whole time, like, yes, like I'm always in line with what he's going for. So Sam said, this film was something that I was very much looking forward to when I heard about it and was waiting for it to come out. I was lucky to see it in a limited run in theaters. I remember being disappointed that the initial plot of it was different than what Rob was talking about it when he did the crowdfunding for it. From what I remembered, the plot was kind of like the game Manhunt in some way, but obviously different than an exact copy from Manhunt, but still cool nonetheless. And I learned to be okay with what I got with the finished film. Richard Brake is a standout for me and the best part of the whole film. I almost wish his character got a movie after 31. The film definitely has its flaws with the story as it goes along and some characters not being super fleshed out, especially the editing I found to be very rough at times. Definitely his most rough editing in a film, but I do have to note that I'm talking about the theatrical cut. I'm sure the editing problems I have are not in the unrated cut with some of the extended scenes, but I have not seen that version. So I'm just going off of the version I saw, as I'm sure having a small crowd-funded budget has got something to do with it as well, and also probably why the plot changed during the making of it, for sure. He continues on, but I just want to take a quick moment to say that, yeah, on the one hand, you don't have the studio meddling that he dealt with the Halloween, the Halloween movies, but there comes like a different end of the coin where with the lower budget, what can you do with these ideas that you have now? Because Rob Zombie's horror movies are very nightmare, dreamlike, where they may not make sense, but they're very big in scope, very big set pieces. So now we don't have the Weinsteins financing this. How are we going to do this? Because Lords of Salem, he knew how to do it just by making a completely different genre movie. You know, something you could shoot on a budget like that. But I digress. Sam's on point.
Yeah.
So he said, like many of his films, as we all know, it's going to have mixed reviews and opinions. But this one in particular, I've seen a lot of Rob Zombie movie fans expressing their disappointment with it. Of course, there's detractors saying stuff about it as well. I recommend watching Brad Jones's review of it. Quite entertaining. Laughing emoji. I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm going to check it out after we record. Overall, I don't hate the film, but I didn't love it as much as I hoped I would. And for sure, not one of my favorites. It could have been a lot stronger film, but hey, it definitely has its great moments as well. I look forward to the new episode, and you guys keep on doing what you do. Rock on. Sam, rock on too, you fucking rock and metal odyssey.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sam. Um, do you have anyone else?
Yeah, so he also posted the original poster, the teaser poster that I said
Yeah,
we could
which
use.
is the best poster for this movie.
It's fucking sick. It almost reminds me of that crappy movie Smiley, but a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which maybe that could be a future episode because that's got a lot of stuff to talk about. Um,
I remember when Rob Zombie first posted this trailer, I remember nobody knew what it was. And there was all kinds of speculation that it could be his third Halloween movie or it could be the third Firefly family movie or a Captain Spaulding prequel thing. Like there were so many uh, just theories and shit just based off of that one little poster. And so it was really cool seeing all that stuff before Zombie came out and said what the movie was actually about.
which I
Uh,
love because that definitely seems like it was done on purpose to bring some buzz to it.
yeah.
In a way, this is like his season of the witch, you could say, because it is Halloween 1976. So this could be in the Rob Zombie Halloween universe.
Yeah, before Miss Myers was uh you know,
At the Rabbit in Red,
yeah, she was
before she met Jim William Forsythe. Um, One of the other things too, like during the opening credits of this movie, was that you can almost see it as like the good ending to Lords of Salem, where fucking Jeff Daniel Phillips and Sherry Moon Zombie rode away in the sunset, only to
yeah,
fall into another horror movie.
yeah.
Uh,
So I huh?
with the poster, Sam said, I also got to mention that I absolutely loved the teaser poster. I had it printed out on my wall. And then the last person on the basement group, I hope I don't butcher the name here, Jamie McCargu or
Oh, Jamie Machard.
Macharg. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. She says, I really enjoyed this movie. Rob Zombie always has a look for all his movies, and this goes right with it. I like the idea that they have going on. Super entertaining movie. I like that. Thank you so much, Jamie. Because again, I walked away pretty positive for this movie. Like I have my nitpicks that we'll get into, but I really didn't get the overall negative. Like I get being underwhelmed, but that's not necessarily like you could be like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting, but still enjoy what's given, like Sam said.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I have quite a few. I have Will Wilhelm. Uh, he says, I am a huge Rob Zombie fan, and he is my favorite director of all time. Having said that, this one is kind of tough for me to judge. Conceptually, I love the idea of this movie, and there are things I love about it, but every time I watch it, there's just something about it that falls a little flat for me. One particular thing that always bugs me is the scene where they get captured in the middle of the road because it seems like a very poorly done ripoff of the scene in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Mm.
When the group away from the house get hijacked in the middle of the road. Also, the characters never seem fleshed out in this movie and don't have any depth. Another thing that really pisses me off is Rob Zombie promised that we would get an unrated cut when it came to Blu ray that would truly deliver and satisfy, and that has never come to be. Which I do remember when, because it had a very limited theatrical run, and he was saying there was going to be a hardcore unrated cut. But yeah, I I don't know if that exists or not.
Dude,
Uh,
Rob Zombie. Hashtag release the hardcore cut, man.
Yeah, give us the 31 zombie cut.
Um, and he's one step, but Will Wilhelm's one step ahead of me too when it comes to that scene because I've had that in my notes for sure. I was like, they got the old Rainn Wilson, Chris Hardwick treatment.
Yeah, very, very much so. And also, from what I have noticed about a lot of the complaints, is the fact that the characters are very underdeveloped.
Yeah,
Uh, but to me, like, I really don't care. I'm here for the bad guys anyway. For this movie,
yeah.
um,
You've been pretty honest in the past reviews where, like, when it comes to horror movies, the characters for you, I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I respect where you're coming from. Where to keep you entertained, they don't necessarily need to be fleshed out as long as they're entertaining, as long as they serve the purpose that they need to serve. I mean,
yeah.
not
And the
that
sad
you're
thing is
but you know,
the good guy characters are not entertaining, and we'll get to that when we start the review proper. Like, it's like they like I said, they're the most forgettable ass good guy Rob Zombie characters.
yeah, there's really only one moment that we'll get into later that I have that counteracts that. It's really just one moment of humanity in the whole movie, but for the most part, I agree with you.
And so then J Dubs, Chief
Uh,
J, I guess it's his page, but Chief J Dubs Comedy. He is I guess he's a fairly newer, semi-local comedian. He's performed at some of Charlie's house shows, and he actually won a contest earlier in December that we went to at this local pizza place, little comedy night thing. He's a pretty cool dude. He says, this movie's opening sequence is one of my favorite modern horror slasher film beginnings. I love Rob Zombie movies, and this one, while not connected to the big trio, is a really awesome addition to the zombie films franchise. Appreciate you. In fact, I got to say, I appreciate you, Will Wilhelm and J Dubs. And then my final one, I believe this was on the Dark Discussions podcast post. A Michael Darwin says, felt like Rob Zombie giving up. He tried something different with Lords of Salem and it bombed, so he doubled down on the trashy rednecks. Reminds me of how Lucas just cynically tossed the fans all the Boba Fetts they could ever want in Attack of the Clones after they hated the Phantom Menace. Thank you, Michael Darwin. Um,
I could see how, to put it a little bit more lightly, that Rob would be playing it safe on this one because there were a couple of moments that were very Texas Chainsaw, very hillbilly horror.
yeah,
Um, I found the Attack of the Clones comparison to be pretty funny, though. Not gonna lie. Uh,
yeah, yeah. But yeah, he did. He damn sure did just double down on. It reminds me of, all right, uh, take music for instance. All right, a lot of times when a band is kind of doing the same thing and going through the motions, they will do something like a big concept album or something that's completely out of their comfort zone. And then when they get that out of their system, they immediately follow it up with like one of the best standard albums in their career. Of like with Dropkick Murphys, for instance, they did that concept album, Going Out in Style, which to me is one of my favorite albums of theirs. But right after that, uh, I guess they got it out of their system and went and delivered. God, Rose, is it Rose Tattoo? Whichever one came out after that, and it was all just non-connecting Irish punk songs, but it was some of the better ones they had done in a few years at that point. So I kind of feel like,
to form.
yeah, a return to form, but with a new sense of energy and appreciation for what they were doing, and I feel that way with this movie.
Yeah, you
Uh,
kind of have to stray to realize what you missed. While you were talking about that, the whole time I was thinking, dude, like Saint Anger to Death Magnetic is a
yeah,
good
yeah.
example as well.
Yeah, exactly. And even like, so like, I feel like Rob Zombie, he jumped out of his comfort zone, did his little art house one, and I love the shit out of it. But it also, like we mentioned, it kind of made this one a little more underwhelming. He goes back to the hyperviolence, which is cool, and goes back to the hyper cool dialogue, especially at the beginning of the movie. But at the same time, it's a little underwhelming because I hardly remember any of the shit they were saying at the first 5-10 minutes of the movie with
I
the
watched it with subtitles because I didn't want to miss what they were saying. But even so, it like, and again, I don't want to keep comparing it to Lords of Salem because, like we said, it is kind of just its own ballpark. But the dialogue in that movie is so memorable and tight that even though I found the dialogue in this entertaining, I did quote some of it in the notes. Um, it doesn't stick with you as much. Again, I think what sticks most with this movie is the set pieces, the cinematography,
yeah.
definitely a strong soundtrack. Holy shit, the soundtrack is
Yeah, how
strong.
about a lot of the music? Yeah, most of the music was done by John Five and Rob Zombie as far as the score goes, but a lot of it has like John Carpenter vibes to it.
Yes, and this is I'm so glad you mentioned that because ironically enough, like aside from him just remaking Halloween, Rob Zombie and John Carpenter have a lot of similarities despite their filmmaking styles being vastly different. Like if you notice, we're now back to low budget Rob Zombie, but he always uses the same House of a Thousand Corpses font for his opening credits, much like how John Carpenter, his main like classic movies that he wrote and directed, or at least directed, all the John Carpenter movies have a font like that he uses a
Yeah,
recognizable font.
that is
So I
true.
thought that was pretty interesting. You reminded me of that.
So I guess it's time to move into the review. Uh, Movie starts out with a long, long intro. We're here for the entire song. I know this song, but I can never, when it comes to a lot of Southern rock bands, uh, I I have a hard time. I'm like, is this? I know it's not Skinner, but is this 38 Special? Who is this?
Yeah, I
Uh,
look up the soundtrack because I didn't recognize the song right off the bat. I liked it. Before the credits even roll, I noticed that Saban Films produced this. So,
right, the Power Rangers guys, right?
yeah, I'm expecting a fucking Power Ranger to show up in this.
um, but yeah, the when it comes to Rob Zombie's 70s soundtracks, it's all starting to sound like Joe Dirt's mixtape. You know what I mean? Like it's a mixtape Joe Dirt made that he drives around town listening to in his beat up car.
I can see that. Hey, you're listening to my mix all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
Yeah,
But again,
I'm gonna hit you in the face with a soldering iron.
what I really like about these opening credits is they do a play on Devil's Rejects, where they're doing the thing where
It's the
it's
home movies.
the home movies and it's freezing and zooming in. But
Yeah, the freeze frames and the zoom in, and what I do like about it is it gives you a lot of information, real quick, real silently. It shows you that they're a handful of carnies. They're always on the road, uh, doing carny business and shit, and it just shows them all having fun together and dicking around.
another thing I like about it on the filmmaking aspect and why I say it's a spin on Devil's Rejects is because they're not just doing what they did that time. While they're doing that, it's kind of like showing you it through a literal film reel. And while the middle one is freezing and showing you the credits, the rest are still playing at normal speed, like on the sidelines of the screen. So I thought that was a really neat trick, kind of trippy and fun. Before these opening credits, though, I just remembered we have the astounding beginning that I was joking about before with Richard Brake just
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. Probably one of the most impressive parts of the movie. Um, Richard Brake, man, is I am so glad that because he's popped up here and there in Rob Zombie movies, and this is the first time he really gets to shine and be a main character, so to speak. And man, was that a good fucking choice.
Absolutely. And going against the grain too, because in the early Rob Zombie film career, there was always the criticism of every character looks like Rob Zombie. And not gonna lie, I mean Jeff Daniel Phillips has completed his cloning process. He does look exactly like Rob Zombie in this movie, but we have a main villain in this movie that's a clean shaven, slicked back hair, not even a clown. He kind of takes on more of a vampiric appearance, which makes sense when we get to his insane introduction later in the movie, because this is the introduction to the movie. We don't even really know who he is yet. This is just getting us ready for the movie. So as far as I know, this is just Richard Brake. I don't know his name. I don't even know. I haven't made the vampire connection yet. I do think he's a clown, but then he goes, "I'm not a fucking clown."
Yeah, I ain't no clown. Says they call me Doomhead. Now I don't call myself Doomhead, but they do. I think it's cool, man. It's like he sits these motherfuckers down. Could you imagine, man? Like he's so good at what the fuck he does, with this little murder hunting shit. He sits a motherfucker down and just like, I'm gonna talk to you for a while and
It
just
is
say
very much,
weird shit.
it is
Huh?
it is very much like Manhunt, like Sam was saying. I didn't make that connection when I was watching it at first, but I love that game,
Oh yeah.
and it does have that feel, just that really grimy. You need to take a shower after he talks to you, like you just feel uncomfortable looking at him.
Yeah,
Um,
because a lot of people say, it's shit like, it's murder hunt kind of shit, and we've seen that, there's a ton of movies that do this. Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. In a way, what Logan's Run in a way, but they all have different plot lines. A lot of the plot lines have to do with the future, and the future is shitty, and this is more on a global scale and is fairly accepted amongst the people. But I like with this one, it's got a more snuff vibe to it, where it's a privately owned thing. They kidnap random ass people, throw them here, and motherfuckers are just placing bets and stuff, and
that's not the future.
yeah, it's the 70s, and nobody knows about this. People just know that people are disappearing. Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie. Like, we'll get through it. I'm going to be referencing a lot of different movies. Rob is kind of, like Zach said, a Tarantino, where he does a melting pot of all his inspirations. But we're at a point where there really are no more original stories, but there are new storytellers and ways to tell the story. So yeah,
exactly.
we've definitely had a lot of torture movies, chain movies. Fuck, we've had Saw, Hostel. Like, I was joking when I said Jigsaw before, but then as the movie progressed, I went, holy shit, this is actually Rob Zombie's Saw. But what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? It gave me vibes of, it made me want to watch Green Room, if you've ever seen that, and it gave me Ready or Not vibes. Both are definitely worth future episodes. Green Room is a pretty fucking
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Green Room. Patrick Stewart as a Nazi.
yeah, dude. Like, it sounds funny, but then the movie is grit. It's pure, like it's like eating sand, and I mean that in the
Make
good
it
way.
so, number one.
Hey, it's fucked up, dude. It's really. My best friend showed me that when we were in
Yeah,
high
like some
school.
punk rock dudes playing a show for some Nazis or some shit, and they
Yeah,
pissed the
like
Nazis off.
it's similar to this in a way where it's like our characters get locked in a fucking game that they don't want to play, which, again, it's not necessarily quote unquote original, but hey, like,
There's an original take on it.
yeah, exactly. And I like with Richard Brake, uh, Mr. Cow himself, Mr. Corpse Fucker, is he looks like this emaciated Clancy Brown mixed with like a hillbilly Joker, and he talks,
Hillbilly Joker.
yeah, and he talks in like these fucking like Cormac McCarthy fucking like monologues. Like there's a lot of shots in this movie that it's easy to go straight for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I also was thinking a lot of No Country for Old Men with this movie, which is weird because quality wise they're not the same, but look wise.
Yeah, I like that the for the most of the monologue, it's all one take from the moment he walks in and then the moment he starts talking. It's one take for a good few minutes. But the moment he lights his cigar, that's when the cuts come in. And what I like is if it was an earlier Rob Zombie movie, with the crazy shit that he's saying in an earlier Rob Zombie movie, it would have cut to some weird shit. You know what I mean?
It cuts to some fucking skunk ape like
yeah,
jerking
exactly,
off.
exactly. Which there's no problem with that. I love that shit, but I like that Rob Zombie, kind of held it back a little bit with this and just let the atmosphere of the scene take in. It's black and white, and you're just there. Imagine seeing this in the theater, and you got Richard Brake's head as big as a fucking house staring at you.
I was gonna say I am jealous of Sam that he got to see the limited run of this because this must have been a treat to see because I do really like the cinematography in this movie despite overuse of shaky cam. I would say
Yeah.
makes it hard to see sometimes, but
Yeah,
when
he's
it
right
comes,
about the editing being fairly rough because there's a lot of the fight scenes. It just kind of fucks with me a little bit.
yeah, no, I didn't like the fight scenes in this. I liked more the cinematography shots, like when they're at the dinner table or whenever Malcolm McDowell is sitting around with the other big wigs. That shit looked really awesome. Uh, and I liked that they went back with the lower budget to they have the Devil's Rejects grit over the camera. When you look at it, it's just very sandy, rough film look.
Yeah,
Uh, but still, like, this is what I mean. It's like an amalgamation of old and new zombie because you have the low budget grit, but then you also have the lighting and blocking and set design of what he's learned along the way. So I
yeah,
don't remember if it was Will Wilhelms or Mr. Dubs who said that he just went back to the well basically, and I don't think he just completely went back and did old shit. He definitely repeated some stuff. He definitely has motifs, but this feels like there was still experience gained along the way.
yeah. It's taking what he likes to do and just does it with the newer shit that he knows,
Exactly. Uh,
and his newer crew too. Like I mean, Jeff Daniel Phillips has been a main character in his movies like for
he's become
what five
Robert
six
De
movies in
Niro.
a row now.
Exactly. Like he loves him. Um, it's funny that I mentioned that he looks like a hillbilly Joker because number one, he does that line where he's like, "I'm gonna bless you with a story," which reminds me a lot of "You want to know how I got these scars?" But
Yeah,
there's also the irony that Richard Brake killed Bruce Wayne's parents in Batman Begins. I always mention that.
yeah,
That
dude. Yeah, that's crazy.
but he's killing Daniel Roebuck.
That is Daniel Roebuck, huh? I'll be damned. 'Cause I saw his name at the beginning credits. Dude, Daniel Roebuck is like in a Rob Zombie movie. He is the ultimate character actor because I never recognize him when he pops up.
He's the Rob Zombie chameleon.
Yeah, and I like too. He's begging and shit. He's some priest guy. He's begging and whining, and he mentions his wife Georgina, um, and
Oh
motherfucking.
shit! I didn't even pick up on this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um,
Damn.
and so Doomhead's just like digging around. He's like, yeah, man, there's a couple of clowns that took a liking to her, so she might be around a little while longer. And yeah, I love it when he gets the axe.
Actually bumped the movie up a little bit for me. That's actually sick, like foreshadowing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I thought that was a pretty good reveal later on, and Yeah,
I
so you
was
get
so distracted by Jeff Daniel Phillips like freaking out at the scene later that like I didn't even realize it, but that's really clever.
yeah. Um, fucking love the shit out of it. But yeah,
He's
so Doomhead
begging,
gets, huh?
fucking Daniel Roebuck is begging
Yeah,
Reverend Moore
just let us go. But yeah, I like he gets the axe and he's like, "Let me apologize in advance for not sharpening this thing. So it's gonna take a couple of whacks."
He has this unnerving laugh, Richard Brake, that reminds me a lot of Renfield from the original Dracula, like this low drone under his teeth, fucking like it's not a chuckle. It's like just this it's breathy. He's very fucking creepy. Yeah, exactly, like that. I'm
Yeah,
sending
I like his calmness, man. It's too fucking cool.
I'm sending you straight to the pearly gates with the first class ticket.
Yeah, he said, you know, like they say in hell, everybody loves popcorn. I'm like, who says that?
I do now.
Yeah, I do, exactly. I do now. It's a new phrase.
Go to hell, and I'm like, yo, where's the popcorn at?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unsharpened axe. It's a little silly looking, but I don't mind that because Morris Green is a character actor who does a lot of comedic scenes in the Rob Zombie movie. So when he's getting hit with the axe, he's making a bit of a silly face. But since it's unsharpened, there is like a brutality to it when he's taking it out, putting it back in. It's a good kill and a good way
Yeah.
of getting the movie started.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole scene. And then too, in a way, like you could even say after opening big like that, or fairly reserved and big like that, the rest of the movie is a bit of underwhelming because after this and the credits, that's when we get the all these characters in the RV and the hyper cool dialogue that like most of it is like I'm like these are it's all to me roughly almost copy and paste uh, characters that I've seen him do before.
We get
Like
one.
maybe
We get the one Jamaican dude though. Fucking what's his name?
and
Panda. I like him. He's
yeah,
probably my favorite of the dudes, because he gets his badass moments later on. But he has a lot of funny interactions with people at the beginning of the movie. Jeff Daniel Phillips is a little bit of a dick, but I like how with that woman in the van, he's like, "Get the fuck off me," or like, "Could you shut the fuck
they
up?"
call it King Dong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The King Dong line was good.
Yeah, it's like line after line of cool dialogue, and but for the most part, I'm just like
They try
this
to have character development with him though. Like the reason why he's so frustrated is because they're like this traveling band of like I think they're like they worked in the carnival or something like
yeah,
that.
they're a bunch of carns.
He has dreams, man.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
do
want
this
to
gorilla show, man.
I don't want to spend the rest of my life pulling kids' mangled hands out of tilt-a-whirls.
Yeah, he's like, how about I want to be an actor, man. How about I put on some caveman makeup, give
And do
Geico
the
a call.
Geico commercials and I fucking kick that gecko right off of the screen. I'm gonna be a star one day. I'm Herman Munster.
And you wanna part of me wants to say Rob Zombie probably really wanted Ken Foray for one of these characters.
Yeah, I was actually surprised because then it really would have brought the Lords of Salem gang full circle.
I know because even with Sherry Moon and Jeff Daniel Phillips, they almost have the same dynamic together as characters. Where you kind of get this vibe that Jeff Daniel Phillips has the hots for, you know,
Yeah, but
but she ain't giving in.
he wouldn't have been Panda, but I definitely could have seen Ken Foree as Levon.
Yeah. Kim Foray. See, I feel like Levon could have easily been Kim Foray. I think Kim Foray probably. I don't know. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen either of them guys, Panda or Levon in a movie before if I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, like right off the bat, I can't recognize them, but I'm sure if I went through their IMDb's, I'd be like, oh shit, they were in this and that, and maybe because Panda has a familiar face. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what I've seen him in, but I definitely know I've seen him. Um, but all the actors do a good job. There's no problem. Like I have a couple of nitpicks with Sherry Moonlater, which I don't mean to be mean, because again, it's kind of such a dead horse, like and unnecessary. So much ragging on Sherry Moon, but this character, it's not even really her fault. I kind of am looking at Rob with this one that the character for her is a bit of a downgrade um, compared to how great she did in the last one, where she's kind of like a chiller, more sane baby that got rehabilitated. You know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah,
not crazy enough
there's a
to be
lot more
baby.
baby vibes. There's a lot more baby vibes with this character, um, especially with the her wardrobe.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially with the guy at the gas station, dude.
yeah, exactly. Especially with the guy at the gas station, um, and their driver, a guy that like, what even happens to him?
I have no idea, man. He got too high. I was gonna be in this movie, then I got high.
Because I think she called him Fats. Like, is he killed there? Because they killed the two random chicks. Well, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. But yeah, we
Well,
need the driver.
the movie like ramps up. It goes from like 0 to 11 once they get to that gas station. So he's probably one of the first to go, honestly.
Yeah, and it's like, so they get to the gas station. All right, before they get to the gas station, it's just the characters interacting, and then Jeff Daniel Phillips, Roscoe, starts beating on the back door. Yo, man, I need to get in there, and he just walks in there, and Levon and some no-name chick are naked up in there, saying more weird
Yeah.
shit.
No, that whole sequence was really funny. And he does that whole joke about are you guys making cake?
Yeah,
I
I
just
just
licked
licked
some of
some
the
up the
frosting off
couch.
the couch.
And she's like, I still don't get it. He's like, it came from his dick.
He's like interrupting us like this fucking asshole did just now. And Jeff Daniel Phillips keeps liking to wear likes wearing this monkey mask, King Dong.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know. I liked that back. I liked that whole interaction. It's definitely dirty. They're just sitting there naked the whole time. But I don't know. There's a little piece of character development for you. You may not see it that way, but that's how I took it. Is I'm like these guys are funny.
yeah.
Um,
These characters, you can see that these characters are together all the time. So like busting in on each other naked is not really that big of a thing.
right. He goes into this whole conversation like it's nothing. Like he's pissed off at first just because he was fucking with his vibe. But
Yeah, and after that, it's like, fuck it, man. We're in here cutting jokes and shit.
there's only so much space when you're on the road. What I like about these sequences, even them rolling up to the gas station with the whole self-serve, read it and weep, is that Rob Zombie manages to mix Texas Chainsaw Massacre with like Clerks.
Yeah, dude. What a great way to put it.
That's what it felt like. Was that like these are little comedy sequences of them just hanging out, dude, of them just being in this little universe.
Daily life of some
Yeah,
1976 carnies.
which I like that too. For a movie that is a little bit more underwhelming, that has its piece in Rob Zombie lore because he grew up with like a Carney family and it's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
he's very familiar with. So I dug that. So again, very Kevin Smithy. You write what you know.
Hell yeah. So they get there, they ask the old man to fill up, and he shows them the sign. Read the sign. Fucking Lucky who?
Like Lucky Lou or something like that.
Lucky something. Uh,
Do you feel lucky? Why, yes, I
yeah,
do.
she gets out and she's like rubbing on her junk, trying to get them all horny. And I don't even know why she's doing this.
Yeah, it is out of the, see, this is what I'm saying, man. It's just kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, like she starts like grabbing his shit and like humping his leg, and she just goes inside the gas station, and he's following along. He's like, I got a mattress out in the back.
And she's like, I'm just making friends with the locals. And yeah, this part really doesn't help the detractors who are like, he just puts his wife in his movies to like be sexy and say his dialogue. Yeah, this is gonna be a scene that people point to with that shit.
Well, yeah, because there's like, I don't know, that didn't feel like there was much of a point to that at all. You think that maybe she's doing that to like maybe get the dude to pump the gas, or I don't know. But
one thing I was going to mention though is like at this point, like I'm so over the baseline criticisms because after seeing the opening credits and just seeing written and directed by Rob Zombie, like it's so reassuring to me since I'm still trying to keep the filmmaking dream alive. Like instead of being snobbish, I just am looking at this now like, damn, he just keeps getting these made right on.
yeah, exactly. Like her acting isn't bad in this one. It's not as good as previous movies, but I think it's also like you said, she just doesn't have too much to work with.
Yeah. Plus, I recently just watched Red Letter Media's video. They did a review on Glenn Danzig's Death Rider and the House of Vampires. And I love Danzig, but damn, the quality difference between like Rob Zombie and Danzig's films, like it really demonstrates, like even in an underwhelming movie, what a legit and respectable filmmaker Rob Zombie has become. Like, so that's another reason why I think I was very welcoming to this movie and not as nitpicky. Because damn, we got to talk about like some Danzig movies down the line. They are a sight to behold.
I have never seen a Danzig movie.
I don't know if he had. I think it's just 2 at the moment. I know there's Death Rider and the House of Vampires, and then they also talked about one called Veronica. But that would be. It's not worth a retrospective, but like a 2-episode thing would be funny. Like these weird.
It is only 2. If it is only 2, it is a retrospective, unless we want to dive into his long musical career.
I would be down. Last year, I don't know if you have Spotify, but they do like your Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year. And during the spring of last year, I had a hardcore Danzig phase. Like I was always a big fan of the Misfits, and I had known Danzig's hits, but I said, fuck it, I'm gonna like listen to all of his albums. And I walked away really, like, for the most part, very satisfied. Like I would say I'm a fan of his music, so there would be a lot to talk about there. There's definitely some shitty albums, but
yeah, I got all his Misfits. I have a chunk of his solo Danzig stuff, but I really want to get his Sam Hain shit, but that shit is hard to get a hold of.
yeah, I would just stream that stuff just to listen to it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to, like, when it comes to collecting it, how pricey it would be.
Yeah.
But when they're in the gas station, there's this quick conversation between Levon and Panda, and there's a quick line where he says, like, Santa Claus is black, man. And, dude,
yeah,
based, I love Black Santa. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, fucking Jeffrey Wright should play Santa in something. Next holiday season, I want to see Jeffrey Wright be Santa.
Yeah, and then it gets to another such a. I can imagine this being a Mama Firefly bit, but you got Meg Foster sitting there with those 2 random ladies talking about the only thing you need to know about this business is suck it, suck it, suck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, juicy, juicy, juicy. Money, money, money.
Yeah, I didn't really like that too much. It reminds me of like a dirtier thing you'd see in like Mamma Mia, where like the girls have like their little fucking catchphrases. But yeah, Meg Foster, the actress I thought was Brad Dourif.
Yeah, and it's she was one of the witches, right?
Yeah, she was in Lords of Salem. Uh, fuck, what was the name of her character in this?
And then some of the bigwig ladies, they were the witches too.
Yeah. But during this scene, like I found this more interesting that the great E.G. Daily is back
Yeah,
in the
Tommy
Rob Zombie
Pickles.
movie. And dude, E.G. Daily appears to be like aging in reverse because she looks even better here than she did in Devil's Rejects. She's flirting with Jeff, and this is definitely some foreshadowing too. Um, he's showing her his fucking tats like a douche.
Yeah, fucking. And but here's what's cool though. All right, she's like calling him Hunter. Are you going hunting, dude? She plays such great white trash. Like she is so good at playing white trash. I love it.
Yeah.
Uh, and she's like, what kind? You got any kind of gun? He's like, oh, we got this old shitty shotgun in there. He's like, what's it for? He's like, popping the air vent or something. And she's like, well, what if you get in a jam? He's like, well, I'll probably use a crowbar. And what weapon does he wind up with for most of the film?
Pointing and laughing at him.
And these guns right here, showing his little muscles. And she's like, okay, Pie, I'm going to go get some spinach.
I liked this interaction. This was a good scene. Not just because of E.G. Daily, but I am also happy to see her back. We were like, Tommy fucking Pickles.
Yeah, Tommy fucking Pickles coming in to lure the motherfuckers to the game.
Tommy Dick Lickers.
Tommy Dick Lickers.
Because that is basically what she was in the Devil's Rejects. Fucking $10.
Yeah. They so yeah, she just disappears. And I guess they hop back in the RV.
Yeah, this is like later on in the night. Then they stumble on these fucking Blair Witch Scarecrow monster.
Yeah, and they're listening to Wolfman Jack, which is really cool.
Yes. So the movie does have pretty good atmosphere, but it's very quick. Again, like what Sam said, the editing, it doesn't really give the opening enough time to breathe. On the one hand, I was surprised with that because some horror movies have the disadvantage of spreading it out way too long. But this movie, like it gets going really fast when you didn't expect it to. You kind of expect it to have like more sequences in the van, but like again, once they reach that gas station, and I should have known because it is Texas Chainsaw structure. Once they reach the gas station, shit starts to go weird. But I guess it's just how soon they got to the gas station. We don't even really. Did they even mention why they're out there, where they're going, somewhere in the dialogue?
Yeah, not really. You could just assume they're headed to the next town to set up for the carnival.
The carnival, we're going.
Then the passage of time is a little weird too because it starts off, it's during the day, and it tells you it's October 31, 1976. Well, they get captured at night. The game is called 31 and is played on Halloween. And it's 12 hours long. So you can roughly say, given the shorter daylight cycle in the fall and closer to wintertime, you could say they're captured roughly 6, 7 o'clock on Halloween night. So really, you've only got less than 6 hours of it actually being Halloween when they're playing this game. I know that means
it's in its own fucking.
Really.
It's in its own dream logic. It's in its own Rob Zombie head universe. Or
yeah,
just go over it the next day and they don't care.
Yeah, so they drive upon these scarecrow things, and yeah, it is very similar to the House of a Thousand Corpses kidnap scene, but
Why not? You got to get them there somehow, I guess.
yeah. And who gets out of the van? Who gets out? Jeff Daniel Phillips, the random chick he's with.
This has got to be when the fucking driver dude dies. Like, this is the only way it makes sense because I don't remember him show. He's not in the game. He doesn't play 31, so he has to get fucking like. God, what happens to him?
Yeah, it's like you don't see him after this. I'm sure he dies some way. Maybe we missed it because, like, everything kind of happens real fast. Everyone's getting their asses whooped. The chicks are getting stabbed. And then they're thrown into a new van and being hauled away by these guys. And they just look like old-timey jail outfits.
Yeah, I do remember that. They're in the fucking black and white stripes. But then they get...
Run around looking like the fucking Hamburglar.
Yeah, they should have like little balls and chains on their legs. But so they wake up, and when Malcolm McDowell was revealed in this movie, I fucking got up and went, yes! Because, dude, the plot ramps up really quickly due to his presence, and he's my second favorite performance in this movie because they have him in the powdered wig. He's basically got like this parliament with him. I loved this. Everything about this.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to know more about the villains. I want to know more about this game.
Their secret
I want to know
society.
more about this. Yeah, I want to know what this little secret society is. I want to know what this money shit they're using to bet with is.
Yeah, because it really doesn't make any sense. But I don't care because it's so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just into it. This is where it really reminded me of Ready or Not. But it's also funny that Malcolm McDowell looks like a live action version of his Billy and Mandy character from the Christmas special. He kind of has like that powdered wig vampire look. And I mean, he's got the voice for it, man. Like, he's basically rolling his R's in every other line delivery.
Yeah. And you could assume that these are like well-off politician characters, and this is something that they do. Maybe this game is a little bigger, but yeah, I just like why are we dressing up like old-timey Victorian era England shit?
It just makes things more fun.
Yes, it does.
But
it's just cool because it's like, to me, those are the more interesting characters.
Another thing I like about it is that it's not just like your basic SOAR Hostel where it's like you have to do this thing and that's the end. I like how they have like bets and they have their odds that right from the get-go, they're like, you have 50 to 1. You have 150 to 1. You know, like
the odds like don't make sense to me.
1 million to 1. Yeah, they're just like pulling them out of their ass.
Yeah, just throwing numbers around. And they give them numbers. I like that. They got them tied up there. They're just explaining the game. And I like the idea that, they have a chance to get out of there. All they have to do is survive for 12 hours.
You just have to play the game. But then we're also introduced to, I call these group of people the heads because they all end in heads. Sickhead is introduced and he goes
Sickhead's fucking cool.
I really like his fucked up design that he's like this weird Nazi clown with like a painted on Hitler stash. Short.
He's this Hispanic little person Nazi. It is some of the most random shit thrown together.
Yeah, like, I don't know where Rob Zombie comes up with these quirky characters like a little angry Nazi who speaks Spanish, but I love it. And when he comes in, he goes, "Happy Halloween, motherfuckers." But I really wish he would have walked in and went, "Happy Halloween, dick lickers."
Yeah. Oh, shit. But yeah, he's such a random ass cool character, man, and took the hardest to die, man.
Yeah, dude. He went down
That was a
swinging.
strong ass motherfucker.
And that's the thing. Those fucking other Psycho and Schizo later on are talking shit about Sickhead, but I'm like, yo, he went down harder than you two.
You ain't lying.
Bro, these guys were fucking useless, and they had chainsaws.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
But they let to me, I think they're toying with the prey is what really did
They
them
always
in.
give them the head start. They have the chance to go through. They're basically the guinea pigs. That's another reason why it's not heavy on character development, because they're basically like the mice we're watching go through this cheese maze.
Yeah. So yeah, now everyone is separated, and they wake up in a random area in this.
Grab a brush, put on a little makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
These cards have fade away the shakeup.
Um.
Can let the games begin? 31 has begun.
Yeah, I love that. 31 has begun. Dude, really? How about this movie might as well be called McCamey Manor the movie.
They just call it fucking like Downton Abbey, and people are like, wait a minute. I don't remember this happening.
Yeah, like it's the ultimate Halloween horror house experience.
They call it Boo, Haunted House.
It's if you want, hey, screw that corn maze, that haunted corn maze up the road. You want a real fucking scare?
Viewer beware. You're in for a scare. One thing, like, so I definitely keep using the Saw comparison, and I said that it was kind of like an upgraded House of a Thousand Corpses, but I also like that there's a little bit of like his love for older movies in there too, like there always is. So, like I said, Richard Brake has a very Renfield vampire vibe to him, but Sickhead comes off like somebody out of the movie Freaks. You know what I mean? He's a little shorter. He fits the carny aesthetic, but then there's also like the fucked up neo-Nazi like side of him. But it really reminded me of Freaks. Another comparison to House of a Thousand Corpses is like I could see Chris Hardwick playing the Jeff Daniel Phillips character, but I just like Jeff Daniel Phillips more. I like the relationship, the professional relationship that him and Rob Zombie have built.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't know if you noticed this stuff too. Like, he reminded me of a character out of Freaks.
Yeah, yeah, like the 1930s
Yeah,
Freaks. Yeah, that movie. That is still one of the creepiest movies ever made from back then.
absolutely. I think it's that he's a little guy coming at you with a knife is what reminded me a lot of it. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the classic images. Them under
Yeah.
the carriage.
The guy with no arms and legs just crawling through the fucking mud.
Oh, dude, I love that movie.
Dude, yeah.
They go
Google
like
gobble, Google gobble, one of us.
I keep saying it like that. So like Green Room, Ready or Not, Freaks, like these are all episodes I would love to do. I could talk about those movies like crazy. Um excuse me. But they walk into a Nazi room, some of the characters, and when
What's cool is I like that each villain kind of has their own room.
yeah, they all have their own quarters where they stay and get to like just customize. But when they walked into that Nazi room, um I kind of wish the floating Hitler head from El Super Beasto was in there. Lasers, like so cliche.
Like going back to the Manhunt video game, it does have a survival horror video game vibe with the different rooms and you know,
Using the melee weapons to survive, like you got to use a baseball bat, you got to use a crowbar, you got to sneak around. We got guys who are like sniffing you out. One thing that sucks though is that like so like Sherry Moon Zombie's character throughout the movie, this is just kind of at a side note, but I'm thinking about this, is that all they needed to do was kind of do a Lords of Salem and give her like a character arc or something she's overcoming to make her just more of a likable like protagonist, because like she ends up being the final girl and she goes through like all these trials and stuff like that. And there are moments where she actually is pretty badass. Like later on when she fights Sickhead, she's like speaking Spanish back to him, and she actually like the facial acting on Sherry Moon is really great. Like I like that fierce, angry look where they're both kind of squaring off and approaching each other, waiting for them to do the first strike. But
Yeah.
there's no meat to these potatoes, you know what I mean? Like there's like, all right, she does this and what? You know what I mean? Like I kind of wish with the last movie there was the whole addiction subplot where you could have had a movie with that without even the witches. I'm not saying it needs to be that heavy, but like give her something that makes us want us to see her live the next day. Like, why does she need to get to the next town? Like, why was she with these carnies? Does she have a family like in Nashville? Does she like, oh, we're going home. We just did like a tour with the carnival. Now we're going back home. I can't wait to see my husband and kids, or I don't know, something.
Yeah.
What I mean?
And when you can look at it like this is her family,
Yeah,
but when they're all picked off one by one, she don't seem too phased.
right. Like I'm. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but something to uh ground it or like kind of encapsulate the story. You know what I mean? You kind of just this is what I mean where I don't necessarily agree that the characters just need to be like lined up to die. Like no, especially for like the final girl, there needs to be something to root for, you know. The only
Yeah,
reason
it's
I'm
like
rooting
these
for
characters definitely are here just to die.
like
Uh,
at this point the only reason I'm rooting for her is because I like Sherry Moon Zombie, but I
yeah,
like
that's it. That's like
I like the actress, you know what I mean? I like just like, but the character, Charlie, that's her name. It took us this long. We're an hour and 6 minutes into
yeah,
recording. And yeah,
none of them I
make
can remember
Charlie.
their names. I remember Roscoe, uh, and Panda. And I only remember Panda because they said it a few times, and it's such a different name.
Yeah, it's memorable. Panda, Panda.
But I remember the villain characters' names much more.
Well, it's also easier because half of them end in head,
Yeah.
which at first I thought was like a little like a little just uninspired. But then I was like, you know what? This is kind of like just like a Firefly clan of its own. This is just they're all a bunch of heads, and then later on they're mentioning that there's like Rage Head, and
Yeah, yeah. See, this is what I want to see more of. I want to see more of that shit.
give us
Uh,
32.
like he gives just enough to make this underground snuff world interesting, and it's like, damn, I want more of this. I want more of this. Not maybe not a sequel, maybe a something else in this universe. Who knows? But man,
Spin off and do it more like again, not as heavy as Lords of Salem, but lean more back into the artsy stuff because you could make an artsy, weird snuff movie, especially with Malcolm McDowell. You can. Have you seen Caligula?
have not seen Caligula.
It's possible, my friend. It's
Yeah.
possible to make fucked up shit that's also artistically merited.
Um, but yeah, so he's chasing number four. Don't remember the guy's name, but I remember
Yeah,
number four.
Levon.
Okay, because Sickhead is like number four always dies first.
Yeah, originally in my notes, like I had wrote down Levon, but then at this point I was calling him Old Buddy, but then I remembered his name and I went back and edited it. But I was like, oh, dude, uh, fucking Sickhead's going after Old Buddy.
See, these are the most unmemorable protagonists in a Rob Zombie movie.
I
Uh,
like this Donnie Darko thing with Sickhead that he's coming down the hallway with he's a bunny boy.
yeah, I like why put the mask on? But why not?
This must be one of the original tracks from the soundtrack, but I like this main guitar riff that they play at the beginning of the game and the end of it.
Yeah.
That, like you said, is very John Carpenter.
Yeah,
Uh,
because a lot of it sounded very similar to the stuff on John Carpenter's Lost theme albums that he's been doing recently.
yeah, I thought that. That's absolutely correct.
Um,
But I do like that main guitar riff. It's simple, but it gives me Lost Themes, Escape from New York vibes,
mhm.
Assault on Precinct 13. During the shot when the camera is tracking over the bathroom stalls, I kind of wish like Ken Foree's dead body, Joe Grizzly from Halloween, was just sitting in one of them.
Yeah, just laying in there.
He's
But yeah, what happens, man? He goes after fucking old buddy. Uh,
because he's going after both Levon and Sherry Moon. So I think he goes into the stall and he's just he's singing that fucking song.
I like that. Trick or treat. Uh,
You are dead. Yeah, these
yeah,
guys aren't even original with their songs. Like later on, one of the other, I think it's Schizohead, he's like, three blind mice. See how they're dumb. I'm like, these guys
yeah.
fucking.
The most interesting little song is Tommy Pickles and the German singing that
Yeah, dude, I
German.
was like, what the fuck is this?
But yeah, what's he saying? Trick or treat, you are dead.
I
Uh,
smash your fucking head.
yeah. And it gets crazier and crazier every time he sings a line, and she's just in the bathroom, like she's seeing all these pictures of people on the wall,
Previous
their
victims.
eyes scratched out.
So there is again, like I said, another kind of Firefly thing where it's like they had all these victims in the basement. You have this universe here where it's like there's been so many adventures with these guys. It's like there's a lot of 31 games that have happened in the past.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I want to know how deep it goes, man.
Me too. I want to go down the rabbit hole, if you will, because especially he was just wearing a rabbit mask.
Yeah,
Run, rabbit. But
rabbit run, and so
Sickhead jumps out and
it's
stabs
a
him.
nice, it's a cool little jump scare. I'm not gonna lie, because it leaves enough anticipation before he pops his head under the stall. It's a pretty decent little jump scare.
I would definitely say it was an earned jump scare because she comes out of the stall and it's Levon, but then he's like, rah, and he's small enough, like he's short enough where he's just kind of like over his back, just stabbing him in the shoulder like Chucky.
Yeah, dude, and it looks so much like Child's Play.
It does. It looks like Chucky.
Remember on the first Child's Play when he jumps on the girl's back and he's like, ah, 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 and his legs are like kicking and shit. That's
It rules.
exactly what it looks like to me.
It also reminded me of something you'd see out of like a Trauma or like a fucking Richard Elfman movie. Something that like Vern Troyer would be in.
Um, and so yeah, he gets stabbed a good couple times, and then
Sherry hits him in the fucking neck with a bat, and I thought he was dead. Like I really did think he was done right then and there. But then he gets back up again, and him and Sherry square off. And this is what I'm talking about, where like she's kind of like fucking talking shit back to him in Spanish.
yeah,
Bit.
and then I guess she leaves.
Well, no. So he basically lures her. They keep squaring off. Nobody's gonna make the first.
Yeah, and he shuts the door and he locks it.
And he goes, I'm going to go get number 4 now. And she's like, fuck. He's like, you better run.
Yeah, and this annoyed me at first. You know, he goes back to number 4, and number 4 is he's just toying with him. How you want to die? Like, just do it, man. Just do it. And then right before he goes for the attack, it cuts away to somebody else.
I did like the little interaction where he's like, fuck you. And then he starts crying like, fuck me. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I like his just mocking demeanor.
That's what they all say. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Bill Moseley wasn't in this.
I know, right?
He would have been perfect for like Psycho Head or one of the Chainsaw Dudes.
Yeah. That's another question. Psycho Head, is that the guy that played one of the Banjo and Sullivan guys?
I feel like it is because it looked like they're wearing masks, but he's got the long hair and the sideburns and
the little mustache and beard thing.
The chin. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he like the guy who was the new guy on Halloween 2 or no Halloween 1 that busted in the room that Michael was in.
I'm pretty sure. I can't be sure, but like I think it was him because it looked like him. And also, it's been a couple of years since then, so he's older.
Yeah. And so, all right. So, what does it cut to now?
Meg Foster steps in and gets Sickhead in the back of his sick head. And then Sherry goes in, stabbing him right through his Nazi symbol, like through the chest, which is actually pretty awesome imagery.
Yeah.
But then she keeps stabbing him as the camera shakes, and it begins to remind me of stuff from Halloween 2, like when Octavia got killed, and the theatrical ending when Laurie's like stabbing Michael. Like it's a tense scene that sadly becomes comedic. Like she's like, "Where's my fucking bat?"
And Meg Foster like grabs her and she's like, "Let me go," and stabs him another few times.
My fucking bat.
You got to make sure he's dead. Like you stabbed him, you knocked him in the head with a bat, and he got back up like it wasn't shit. And then
but Sherry Moon Zombie has seen the Scream movies. Like he's always gonna get back up.
Yeah, and Meg Foster hits him in the back of the head with the nail bat, and he's still like laying there shaking and saying shit.
Yeah, there's like an odd supernatural thing to these heads because I thought like Psycho Head and Schizo Head later in the movie got killed during like the sequence like with the cage, but then they come back too. So either I wasn't paying attention well enough, or like I just like I thought they like there's something to these guys.
Yeah, I don't think you were paying attention well enough because that is a slight complaint that I have later on when they do pop back up. Because they pop back up for a nightmare sequence.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was wondering. I was like, I thought these guys got fucking killed, and I thought it was pretty sick.
Yeah, the nightmare sequence is annoying because it's like, all right, so you decide to do this after we know they're dead. So like, the moment it happens, I'm like, this is a dream. This is a dream.
No, so I was paying attention well enough. Like, here's the thing: like, if you're gonna do a nightmare sequence, especially in this upgraded House of a Thousand Corpses, put a filter over it. Do some visual. Even in Halloween 2, when Laurie was having nightmares about falling into the dead bodies, it's got the red filter. You know something's up.
Yeah. So he's dead, and they're like, "Oh no! I think that the first death came rather quick."
Yeah, they're disappointed with it.
He's like, "Oh, but the next one, all the drama happens with the next one."
Dude, Levon starts succumbing to his wounds, and this is the part I was mentioning at the beginning, where this is like the one moment of humanity where the death scene is a little over dramatic, but it's definitely emotional. And Rob Zombie has always had moments of acknowledging the humanity of the victims before they go. So that can't be ignored. Like the flashing of the picture of Levon during the damn transition later on, like
which is, the other Rob Zombie trope is like, oh, he's dead now. Here's what he used to look like.
yeah, get to know them now that they're gone.
I like the scene transitions, the wipes. I like how it'll be like 3 wipes instead of just one wipe to the next scene.
Yeah, this is what I mean by like upgrading on Devil's Rejects. So I definitely ate that shit up a lot since I definitely still think Devil's Rejects is number one. But there's a little spin on it, right? Yeah, it's like 2 to the side and then 1 down. And the opening credits kind of like gear you up for this kind of editing because it's all done in this film reel slide kind of way. So I dug that. But the main characters get together to have like a dinner strategy.
Yeah, I love this. Like, so they show up and there's a table set out, and you got Malcolm McDowell talking about, go ahead and get some nourishment.
There's this is where like the Lords of Salem look kind of comes back for a second. There's a bit of that Kubrick imagery where there's just like the wide shot of the table, and there's that one lone tree by the table.
Yeah, for some of you, it might be your last supper.
Whenever it cuts back to Malcolm McDowell and the Parliament, as I like to call them, it kind of looks like Barry Lyndon. So those are some of the
Yes, it fucking does.
those are the Kubrick nods I have for this episode, because I like how throughout these episodes we've been seeing his little Kubrick fetish going on. So that's what I thought of right off the bat. The candlelit offices of this secret society, and a little bit of Eyes Wide Shut, since they are this weird cult.
Yeah, for real. You know, all they're missing is the masks. This damn society of politicians, actors, and and I know a lot of people hate on Eyes Wide Shut, but I love the fuck out of it.
It's high on my Kubrick list.
Yeah.
I love it. Me and my brother. But so what I like about this scene is that this is typically like, because we're reaching kind of the middle of the movie. It's a quick sit, hour 45 minutes. This is about like in any other quote unquote torture porn movie where the characters would start arguing with each other and shit would fall apart. But I like that Panda actually sees that Sherry Moon Zombie is pissed, and instead of like fucking lashing at her, he goes like, "What are you thinking?" And he allows her to just vent and be like, "I think we need better weapons." And he's like, "Fuck yeah." You know what I mean? Like, they actually kind of like put their heads together before the scene goes completely off the rails.
Yeah, because
picture show style.
Panda's the first one to decide to start eating. He's like, if we're gonna have to do this, can't do it on an empty stomach, which makes sense. I think Sherry's the only one that you don't see eat any of it.
And fucking what's it called? He just had this emotional scene with Levon where Levon gives this whole backstory about you remember what your mama used to say? Like, they were basically like, they saw each other as brothers, you know. So he's basically holding his dead brother in his arms. When I thought it was gonna be poisoned food. Like, I thought that Panda was gonna die right there, like maybe start bleeding out his mouth. But
because they even mention it too. They're like, it's probably laced with rat poison. They're like, no, they want us alive to play this game.
But then they pull back the fucking curtain and then the tablecloth, and it really is something. It's Meatloaf out of Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're eating Levon, and I got to admit, I feel bad for Panda. The traumatized look on his face that like he's eating his brother.
Yeah, and he was chowing the fuck down too.
Oh my god, angrily chewing, like going on this rant about how he's gonna fucking get them, and that he's gonna get them back. Which I dig. I think it was a really good acting moment on Panda's part. But damn, that was a good reveal. So again, this is what I mean that, like, sure, it's not original. I've seen that exact shot out of Rocky Horror Picture Show, like I said, but it was an unexpected good scare. And then I love how we cut back to Malcolm fucking cackling.
Yeah, they're all laughing. They're all laughing about they're eating their friend.
They fucking fell for it. I can't believe it.
So I couldn't wait for this to happen.
Scrumptious. And I hope he was.
and they mentioned too, they're probably watching us and listening to us.
Yeah, so I like how they actually like rendezvous and strategize. Because like
from this point on, they're like, don't separate.
Even in like the later Saw movies, you still have like douchebag characters who's like, fuck this, I'm gonna win. I always think of the I think he's either Australian or British, the bald guy from like Saw 5 who's like the fucking journalist, where he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna do this on my own. And he fucks everything up. He kind of looks like Sid Haig a little bit. Another person I'm surprised wasn't in this movie, but this is 2016, so I'm not sure what his health situation was like at the time.
Yeah. Because they were, right after this movie, they were pretty quick to mention Three from Hell.
Dude, the deadly dinner is interrupted when Malcolm sends fucking Psycho Head and Schizo Head, two new members of the Head family.
Dude, and it's so funny because they show up just to talk a lot of shit, and then they turn around and leave.
Yeah, they run off. And
it's like, y'all got them right here.
I love how they say that, like,
the chase, I guess.
It's all about the love of the hunt. So there's a little bit of that too. There's a little bit of Most Dangerous Game in this as well. But
Hell, even maybe and a little bit of the pest.
just a slight sprinkling of the pest.
I want to hunt a human. But Father, I'm watching Hogan's Heroes.
But I love how one of them says it's great mean humor here. They say that Sickhead was only good for shooting out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And then before they run off all silly with their chainsaws, they go, "You got fucked by the best." And that reminded me of everybody's fucking in a UFO. We get to fuck the prettiest. We get to fuck the prettiest.
Yeah. And the and we're gonna fuck your pussy hole. We're gonna fuck your eye holes. We're gonna fuck all your holes. Fuck your
That
asshole.
I wonder, like, so here's a scenario for you. Like, how does Sherry Moon Zombie like react when she gets the first drafts of these scripts? Because she's got to be like one of the first people to see this. She's probably around him when he's writing this. I imagine, like in reality, she's probably
into weird ass shit too. Like it's
in reality, she's probably.
Sherry Moon or a match made in heaven.
Oh yeah.
Like they're both probably into weird shit. Like who knows? Who knows what their private life is like?
Right. Like in
Like
reality,
she reads all this shit and laughs her ass off. Like, damn, really?
Yeah. That's probably really what happens, but I like to imagine she's just sitting there speechless, just like, okay, Rob.
Shaking her head, like, really, Rob? Really?
Right? Like that would be the funnier thing to imagine. It's just like, okay, kind of like fucking her eyes a little bit.
So,
what was that?
It's like, really, Rob? I'm gonna fuck your eye holes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got to start getting some writers, man. It would be really fucked up if she was like,
grab this guy's dick at the gas station.
She critiques the whole script, but then he's like, "But you're gonna be in it, though, right?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, he's like, you know
it. Abso-fucking-lutely. This is where they find the girl bound, and you opened my eyes to this, that it's fucking Georgina.
Yeah, because they walk into this weird little room because they're hearing a tape by Psycho Head and Schizo Head talking about fucking eye holes and shit. And there's a fuck doll on the floor. They hear a noise and they're like, oh man, yeah, it's just that fuck doll. No, oh, it ain't no fuck doll. So they peel it away and it's a lady. And when Meg Foster is over her, she mentions, yeah, everybody's looking for me. Can you please let me go? My name is Georgina, but my husband calls me Little George or something. And, you know, if people were paying attention in the beginning with the priest guy, he'd mentioned that his wife is Georgina, and Richard Brake says, well, these two clowns, you know, picked a liking to her and she'll stick around for a while. So she'd been there for a year just getting raped and shit.
Yeah, which is rough. And then so she's bound on the floor, but like what's going on with her? She's like tied down with like barbed wire.
Yeah, like wires in her skin and shit. Pretty sick stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell what was going on with her at first. I thought there was like something.
Like Jeff Daniel Phillips was like, nah, man, this fucking bitch is selling us out. Da da da. It's a trap. And like nobody, you know, it's not going to end well for anybody.
Yeah, because Panda's going with Jeff Daniel Phillips, but Meg Foster is like, look at her, like, shut the fuck up. Like, she's clearly a victim. Like, I don't know. But again, in this moment, I don't really know who to trust, because then the cage comes down and he's like, I fucking knew it. Like, every time something unexpected happens, he immediately goes back to accusing Georgina.
Yeah, he's like, she sounded the alarm.
It's like darkly funny, I would say. But then there's this fight scene between fucking Schizo and Psycho and the gang, and it reminds me of like Star Wars meets Texas Chainsaw 2.
And yeah, it's this whole scene I like a lot, man. Like,
just to add to the Star Wars references in this retro, but I like it too. It also has like a Sam Raimi feel. Like, this is the one time the shaky cam didn't bother me.
Yeah, there's a lot of just hooting and hollering, and a lot of it's just a noisy ass scene.
Chaotic.
Yeah,
And,
it's pure chaos.
100%
They
adrenaline.
at Georgina,
Yeah, Georgina meets her end.
and they're like, "Man, now I need to get a new fuck bag."
So rough. So bad. This is what I mean, that it's like, I feel like Bill Moseley could have sold that dialogue better.
Yeah, seriously. Um, and they almost remind me of, I don't know how well versed you are in Attitude Era WWF, like 1999, 2000. They remind me of the fucking Dudley Boys.
Yo, that memory unlocked right there. But yeah, I could see it. They are the Dudley Boys.
We're the Dudley Boys.
By God, King, they're bringing in the chainsaws.
Yeah. Oh no, he's gonna need a new fuck bag.
That's his finishing move. He's giving him the fuck bag.
Got him with the fuck bag. Oh my lord.
Jerry Lawler's like, oh my God.
Puppies, not the puppies.
And I love during the end of this fight scene, one of them tries to be all sympathetic, like, we're just part of this game too, man. I'm just like you, brother. Please spare
Yeah, and
me.
Psycho Head just kind of falls on his chainsaw, but I like the brutality of this because Meg Foster is just pushing him into the shit.
Yeah, dude, it's nice and bloody, and I like that it's not like fucked up CG blood, like they're actually like getting like the corn syrup soaked. But then after he begs, Panda just goes, okay, brother, and fucking kills him. I thought that was badass.
Saws his fucking head off. Like, I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
And then it's immediately followed up with a funny line read from Panda, because like they're about to take the chainsaw.
He's like, get the chainsaw. I said, oh, it's empty. Leave it.
Leave it.
So I like that, like, because it's like they're fucking, they're a fucking team.
And there's no time to waste. So it's like, it's broke. Don't take it.
Yeah, no point in lugging around a damn empty ass chainsaw.
So we cut back to Malcolm, and they say they have 7 hours left to complete the game.
Yeah, and fucking they call out. They're like, what do they say? Sex and death are on their way.
Yeah. That was a great line. And then this is where we get E.G. Daily, Tommy fucking Pickles, Clowny Pickles, if you will, and the German guy. We could just fuck it. They're not the heads. These guys are the insane clown posse. That's
Or fuck, man, her get up reminds me of Raven Black, or even that chick from Wargasm.
Yeah, dude, she reminds me of a couple of different things. It's a great character design.
The taped up nipples definitely remind me of Butcher Babies.
It took me a while to realize it actually was E.G. Daily, but then, yeah, I saw, like, she comes into the light, she's singing in German, and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is the follow-up that she said she would be seeing them later. But then she's got this big fucking dude in goggles and a tutu with her.
Yeah, dude, I love the get-ups of these characters, man. Like, it looks like she's wearing a diaper.
Ew. But it still makes up for like the underwhelmingness of Schizo and Psycho.
Yeah, because they definitely let their toying with the prey become their demise. They had several times that they could have ended it, but they failed.
Literally fell on themselves, tripped over their own shoelaces, but
I mean, really. And one of them tried to beg for his life. Like, shut up, bro. But
I love the tutu guy fucking, death has come to sing its quiet song. How they hide, it won't be long.
yeah, I don't know who this German guy is, but like Rob Zombie, call him back for some other shit.
Yeah, he was a great fucking character. It's hard to say. All right, minusing Richard Brake, these two are probably my favorite of the crew.
Yeah, yeah, and I just love seeing E.G. Daily do some weird, fucked up, dark shit. Because I'm like, this is fucking Tommy Pickles.
And
And
Buttercup.
yeah, and Buttercup running around with tape on the nipples, you're ready to kill some motherfuckers.
You know who she reminded me of? And it's not like the same character, but it's kind of the same uh type of character. She reminded me of that Japanese woman from Kill Bill who uses like the spiked ball, like that kind of manic pixie energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um but Clowny Pickles attacks Jeff, and I gotta say, like, warning to any light sensitive people out here, like, it was a little annoying the strobe light in this scene.
You ain't lying. See, already, uh, it's weird. Years ago, about 11 years ago, a quick little story here. I quit smoking weed. We were in Savannah, and I used to smoke weed all day, every day, and then it triggered these weird panic attacks, and we didn't know what it was, and it had me fucked up for months. It had me fucked up for a long time. I couldn't ride in the car without having an attack. It was weird, but I noticed that every time I start to feel better, and then I'd smoke some weed, it would come back. So I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be something the weed is doing to me, and so I've been relatively okay, not smoking weed, but I have weird, after effects that still affect me today. Like I can't be in overly loud environments. I can't be in incredibly crowded environments. And ever since then, fast editing in movies or TV and flashing lights fuck with me really bad.
It's just like
And,
sensory overload.
yeah, and I can't handle that shit anymore. And I used to love strobe lights. I had tons of different strobe lights, back in the day, but I can't fuck with that shit anymore.
Yeah,
Uh,
this movie's gonna give
and
somebody a fucking seizure.
yeah, and I hate it. I'm like, I gotta look the fuck away and shit because it fucks with me. But I'd peek around a little bit, or I could focus on, something in the scene to distract me from the flashing lights. But yeah, shit bugged with me, man. I was like, me and Stas were laying here watching the movie, and I was like, God damn, stop, chill with the strobe light. She's like, God damn, for real, my eyes are closed.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not particularly sensitive to light. What's weird is like a lot of what you're talking about is the reversal for me, where it's like when I was younger, I was definitely very sound sensitive. Like there would be times I would go to the movies as a kid and actually have to like cover my ears
Dude,
because
yeah,
it was
and
too
I'm
loud.
like that now. We go to the movies. I have brought earplugs with me before. Um, and when we went and saw that Mad Max Fury Road, one of the coolest action scenes in the movie, I had to close my eyes. The big old sandstorm with the lightning and shit.
Yeah,
Fucking,
it's just
I
a lot
had to
going
miss
after.
most of that.
It's kind of like reversed for me because like now I go to the theaters and I'm like, damn, they keep the audio really low. Like I wish they'd turn it up. But then another thing too is that like I definitely get sensory overload. Like you guys could probably tell just from listening to this podcast that I'm ADD as fuck. I go all over the place. Um, we like, and this isn't like an advocation for weed or anything. You guys could do whatever you guys want. I'm neither for it or against it, but I do smoke it, and it definitely helps me with the sensory overload for sure. Like, because I'm definitely one of those guys where it's like if there's too much noise going on, too much people, like office environment shit, um, it gets too much for me. Like that's what sends me into panic attacks where there's no balance and no focus. So, um, I'm not like an all day like I wouldn't advocate for all day every day, but like it definitely helps like glue the day and keep me focused. You know what I mean? But hey,
yeah.
I
If
just
you're
found
all
it
day, every
interesting.
day, straight up do it. If you're every once in a while, straight up do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Like not even like the point of like the podcaster, but what you remind me of is it's just kind of funny how it kind of reversed. Like when you were younger, like you were smoking weed a lot, and these sensitivities kind of developed. For me,
Yeah,
it's like I kind of started with these sensitivities, and they've slowly kind of been falling off.
yeah. It should affect people in different ways.
Different walks of life, man. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
But I just
Oh,
wanted to add it to that because I think that that's a fascinating point because ultimately, bringing this all the way back around, I don't know why. Like, I don't mind a little strobe light here and there, but it was just constant where, like, you couldn't even focus on what was going on.
yeah. It was because not only that, it would cut to that, and then it would cut to Meg fighting the German guy, and that was a lot of fast cuts and stuff like that. So another good bit of chaos. Um, but yeah, she stabs the fuck out of Jeff Daniel Phillips a few times.
Dude, Panda gets hit bad. They do like the Rob Zombie. This is weird to see in a 2016 movie, but not weird to see in a Rob Zombie movie, if that makes any sense, where they do the slow motion cutting frames thing again.
Yeah, which that's a zombie trope. Not complaining.
No, yeah, not completely. I just it's an observation that I noticed. That's like, huh, you don't really see that a lot. Like it was a huge trope, like not just with Rob Zombie, but in the early 2000s, like Peter Jackson used it a lot. Um, I could probably list more filmmakers. It was just a cool thing to do at the time, but Rob Zombie really latched onto it. So that's what I mean, where it's like it's not weird to see it with him, but it's a trope that I wasn't sure was going to be used or not, and it just kind of like happens out of nowhere in the middle of the fight scene because things are moving fast, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the sequence, it's not like it cuts to a different shot that's in slow motion. It turns to that slow motion like in the middle of the sequence during a shot.
Yeah. So Meg goes to use the chainsaw. Guess it's out of gas. So that was
Wham,
pretty
wham,
useless.
wham.
Like,
Dude,
oh yeah.
but
You'll
then
head the chainsaw.
Sherry out of nowhere shows up with fucking Clowny Pickles held hostage.
Yeah.
I thought
Damn.
that
And
was sick.
fucking German dude's like, go ahead and kill me. Let her live.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's fucking crying and screaming. Dude, Panda, I forgot to mention this because I was talking about the slow mo. Like, what's happening during the cutting frames is Panda gets hit bad. Like, he gets fucking stabbed in the chest with a big old hole.
yeah, Panda's fucked. And so yeah, Tommy Pickles. That if anybody will recognize E.G. Daly's screams right here are very close to her Tommy Pickles crying screams.
Oh, dude, like I wasn't even thinking about that because I was focusing on Panda's death, but now that maybe that's actually a benefit. Maybe it makes it creepier because I was gonna say the editing here is actually okay. That I do like the unnerving, jerky close up to his face as E.G. Daly screaming in the background, and you just kind of see Panda's eyes go dead for a moment. Again, it's not like it's a gratuitous just another character, another piece of meat dies. Like he is trying to and keyword being trying to get some emotion out of the audience.
Yeah. So who kills the German guy? Is it Meg?
Yeah, Meg Foster, because she's like, don't do it, don't do it. And what's it called? um, the guitar riff starts going on again, and Meg Foster smashes fucking Tutu's face in.
Oh yeah, fucking yeah. Death Head's head is
Gets
smashed
death.
in.
Death Head's head gets deathed.
Yeah. And then they just cut open Tommy Pickles' throat.
I thought that was sick that they wasted no time. So that's the thing. I really want to like this Charlie character, but like I don't know her. That's the
Yeah,
problem. Like,
like I
who are
said,
you?
we have barely 10 minutes to get to know these characters before they're thrown in this situation. So I think Rob Zombie, like I said, the opening credits is most of the time you're really going to get to know these characters together, when it's all the hanging out, da 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 da.
Home footage, like the character building is done not with words, but again, like, and if you were going to try to make her like a man with no name, like there has been movies where like your protagonist, you don't know anything about them. Like I can't tell you dick about Clint Eastwood's characters in the Sergio Leone movies, but there's a presentation to it that garners like, all right, like I don't need to know that. Like I kind of know what he is just by looking at him. With her, it's like, again, no, I'm just seeing Sheri Moon Zombie. Like this kind of felt like, and I'm not trying to be insulting by saying this, but this movie in particular felt like an extended music video. Not in like flashiness, but you know how Rob Zombie, especially nowadays with new music, his music videos always have like a little sketch beforehand that he films.
Yeah, they kind of do.
With Jeff Daniel Phillips, and again, going back to Everybody's Fucking in a UFO.
Yeah.
Which video was a little bit awkward, but there was some funny moments in it.
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like. These sequences kind of, I'm like, yeah, they're cool. They're definitely cool in concept, but it's kind of like you're making a rack of ribs, but you really just have bones.
Ugh.
You kind of just want a little bit more on it. You know what I mean? It's like bones with sauce on it.
Yeah, like I said, to me, the most interesting parts of this movie is set design, the atmosphere, the villain characters, this aristocratic society.
And I really want to go to bat for it because, like, even I keep saying it, like, even the zombie fans turned on this one, and I don't think it was worth the significant turn. You know what I mean? I get that the fans would be like, meh, but I see this more of like, to use a comparison, like when the Evil Dead remake came out in 2013. I don't think anybody was blown away by that movie, but the fans embraced it because, hey, it's an Evil Dead movie in theaters, and it was solid for what it was. It's actually one of the better horror movie reboots. So I liked how the fans took it, where it's like, sure, it's not a great movie, but we liked it. We took it. And it's not just mindlessly eating it. It's like, hey, no, we appreciate it for what it was. So I just kind of wish that the overall Rob Zombie fandom could have done the same with this, because I don't think it garners, like, there's nothing to hate about this movie, I don't think. Like, unless you already don't like Rob Zombie movies, but I've definitely come around, and not that I would put this on all the time. You're definitely not going to find it on TV, but I would throw it on with some friends. Like, I would put this in the hangout movie category.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a background kind of movie, because after the kidnapping, you don't have to pay attention to a whole lot. You're just there to watch the struggle.
This is like Rob Zombie's Jackie Brown, where it's like it's actually pretty good, but like it came after his Pulp Fiction, and it's like a hangout movie that wasn't trying to top his Pulp Fiction, so people didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Even though Jackie Brown, like, that's a bit of a unfair metaphor, because like I could actually argue that Jackie Brown is one of the best of Tarantino's filmography. I don't watch it often, but every time I do, I'm blown away by that movie. I've talked to someone.
And you can also look at it too, because like Jackie Brown, I remember when it came out, and I don't remember too much buzz about it. But when Kill Bill came around, it was like everybody and everything was talking about Kill Bill.
That's what I'm saying, man. Jackie Brown really underwhelmed people because they were expecting another Pulp Fiction, where he even went into it like, I'm not trying to make, like he said it on the Charlie Rose interview, where he's like, I'm not trying to top Pulp Fiction. Like, Pulp Fiction's done. Now I'm just trying to do the next movie. And it's a standout in his filmography because it's like one of the only films he's done that's not an original script. Like, he based it on a book. You'll never well, I shouldn't say never, but probably not see people like Michael Keaton and Robert De Niro work with Tarantino again. You know what I mean? That's a crazy, that's really
Michael
cool.
Keaton plays that very same character in another movie based on another book.
Right. own universe outside of the Tarantino universe, but it's also kind of in the Tarantino because they have the Red Apple tobacco.
Yeah.
But I digress in a way where it's kind of the same way with Rob Zombie, where it's like I think expectation. I think what we were talking about before with like the poster coming out, I think the fan speculation was greater than what they had. I didn't know about the crowdsourcing, so the way he pitched it changes. And Sam was definitely right that movies do change, you know, during production for
All the time,
all the time.
especially if you look at, Three from Hell.
During production, shit gets rewritten, reworked, redone. Rob Zombie has the benefit that he's the writer and the director, but just imagine like, the writers get fucked all the time. Like the scripts always get changed.
Yeah. Sometimes an actor is ready to just about to do their scene and that they've been practicing for months, and then the moment they go do their scene, they're handed some new pages.
Right, right. And then it's like, what the fuck is this? And that's why you have so many DVDs with like alternate endings, or like Sam was saying, like I didn't even know that this is another Rob Zombie movie with a theatrical and director's cut. I thought this
But
is just
see, I don't think that director's cut ever came out.
so this is the quote unquote this is just the cut.
Yeah, as of right now, because like Will Wilhelm said, Rob Zombie kept mentioning that when it came out on Blu-ray, there would be a hardcore ass uncut version, but I don't think that exists.
Again, hashtag release it. When we release this episode to YouTube, could you put like release the hardcore cut?
Release the zombie cut.
Let's get that done. Um, but yeah, so they both die, and then Malcolm and the rest of Parliament come together. This is probably it's fucked up, but this is the best Rob Zombie sequence in the movie. This is where the movie starts to pick up again. Is Malcolm and the rest of them calculate their next stop, their
Yeah,
next and
let's
rule out
calculate the odds.
they rule out the next head they're going to use. I definitely remember they mentioned Rage Head, but who's some of the other names they round?
Oh God, I really can't remember, but it was about three of them.
Which is
But
funny.
every time they mentioned one, every time they mentioned a different head, it would show fucking Doomhead fucking this chick.
That's the thing. Any other movie would like do a cutaway to the different heads, but I like how we're just almost like something out of a pulp fiction novel or something like that. You're kind of just setting the scene for like what this character does. Doomhead easily has the most character development, where this is where the vampiric element comes in, where it's a vibe. He's literally fucking like an animal to Nosferatu.
Yeah, and I like Cut too because like this is we already began the movie with Doomhead, and ever since that little scene ended, we've been waiting for Doomhead to come back, and for this to be like his next introduction, with them being like, Ragehead, no, too irrational, and it'll just cut to like,
Like, yeah, like this is rational. He's fucking foaming at the mouth, banging this girl in the ass. The phone is ringing, and it's so funny. She's like, "Don't fucking answer it. Don't fucking answer it."
He's like, nah, it's business.
He does
But
that.
yeah, he's like, I wasn't planning on working this year.
He does that shit-eating grin, and he's like, "You take your fucking stinking ass back to the bricks. You hit the bricks." I'm like, "What a scumbag." He
Yeah,
goes,
he's like, double the fee from last year, make it more worth it. But if you notice too, written on his walls in his nasty little apartment is, in hell, everybody loves popcorn.
"Yeah, that's his damn catchphrase." I'm assuming because it's really hot, the kernels are always popping. It's always fresh.
Yeah.
And what's it called? She asks who it was over the phone, and he's like, "Well, that was Mr. None of Your Fucking Business."
Yeah. See, he gets some of the better lines, man, out of any of the characters. Because you get the hyper cool dialogue at the beginning with Sherry Moon and all of them, but they give all the really cool dialogue to fucking Doomhead.
And not only that, like they get a good actor with something to work with. You know what I mean? We were just saying that like the problem isn't necessarily that it's Sherry Moon Zombie. The problem is that the character there's nothing to work with. There's nothing to chew on. Again, bones with sauce on it. There's no meat. So here's a character where you got a fucking big fresh rack of ribs to chew into.
Yeah, he tells him, I'll be there in 90 minutes. And he's like, just about to leave the apartment. She's like, can I at least take a shower before I leave? That negative.
So it's a bit of like he's like a fucking skinny Spaulding, where we see him fucking, he bangs because he's doing like what only Spaulding dreams about, that fast paced fucking like your dick's gonna snap off kind of fucking, where he's just sitting there. It's an insane introduction. And then they do a great transition with him when he shows up to the damn place. The hydraulic lift like kind of comes down and the scene kind of transitions with the elevator, and he kind of looks like fucking Agent Smith when he's rolling up there.
Yeah, he does. You got the Hamburglers standing around, these guards, and I like it when he tells them, "All right, you guys can all take the night off. I'll get it from here."
Meanwhile, he does this right after like not only setting up his makeup but punching himself in the face.
Oh yeah. Because when he first walks in, he's like, "What am I working with here, y'all?" And they're like, "Oh, you got like 4 hours and so minutes." He's like, "Oh, I could kill a whole family in that amount of time." And yeah, he goes in there and he's like painting up and shit and getting ready. He's like, "I'm not crazy. I'm in control. I'm not crazy. I'm in control." And just kind of like psyching himself up and shit, and starts punching himself in the nose.
Dude, like all the drool and spit that comes out of his mouth in this movie is insane. Like I said before, he's a fucking like rabid animal in this movie.
Yeah. And he slicks his hair back and he walks out. He's like, "Yeah, y'all can all have the night off."
And that's why I'm saying he's just naturally pale. And then when you see the way he dresses, it's very much like Nosferatu. And then he puts the blood on his face. So at the beginning of the movie, you do think like it's just clown makeup. But then he says, "I'm not a fucking clown." And you really see it. Like, I feel like this character, if he's not actually supernatural, sees himself as this kind of like supernatural creature of the night. Like, that's what
He's
does.
got this killer ass double breasted coat.
That's what he does to psych himself up as he gets himself into this vampire character.
And so yeah, he heads on out. And we have Sherry, Jeff, and Meg sitting there just kind of fucking just chilling out and just playing that Mamas and the Papas song. And she's like, "Fuck, I love this song." And he's like, "Yeah, I wish I was in California."
Yeah, it's funny, but it's definitely more of just like filler. Got to keep the movie an hour and a half, and then
this is when we get the dream sequence, right? So like it shows Doomhead, or not Doomhead, but Psycho Head and Schizo Head terrorizing Sherry Moon and Meg Foster. But the entire sequence, I'm like, we saw them die like 20 minutes ago, so this is a dream.
and also, you know what? I take back what I said before, because I was complaining how there wasn't really a lot of like lighting to indicate that it was a dream. There is the one shot of the hallway where it's like really gross green lighting, which I mistook, like I saw it as like Saw lighting. That's all I really looked at it as, that it was like part of the genre. But that could be seen as like an otherworldly indication right there that it's a lot brighter lighting than we've seen in the rest of the movie.
And he tells these gross ass jokes. He's holding Sherry up like a puppet. Speaking of which, that cool ass puppet display at the gas station. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I really liked that. That's one of the aspects of the movie that I dig. Like, I would like to see more fan art of that. Like, if they do release the hardcore cut, like make the Blu-ray like a steel book with the puppets or something.
Yeah. But yeah, he's telling these gross jokes. He's like, "What's the worst thing about fucking a pregnant chick? Getting a blowjob from the baby."
And then yeah, now I know the difference between an onion and a whore.
Yeah, I don't cry when I cut onions. Ooh. And then yeah, boom, she wakes up. I'm like, to me, it's pointless because a nightmare like this is normally meant to just be a cheap fake out in horror movies. But what doesn't work for me is the fact that I saw these motherfuckers get killed 20 minutes ago. I know this is a dream the moment it happens. So
no surprise.
For me, this is a good minute and a half we're wasting.
As Les Claypool put it, call it pointless.
Yeah.
Pointless. Beep. But I had the note about the Barry Lyndon imagery right there. Doomhead fucking carves Meg Foster up, and
Meg disappears. Well,
because
he wakes up and Sherry Moon is gone, and he's like, she said she was gonna go find something.
Yeah, Sherry had healed Jeff Daniel Phillips' arm, told him to grow a pair of balls, and then him and Meg Foster were supposed to just stay in this area, and of course she does like the horror movie thing to do, where she's like, "I'm gonna go off on my own." Jeff Daniel Phillips told us to stay here.
Good about not separating.
So fucking, I like this scene just because again, it's Richard Brake, so he's super intense, owning every moment of like he's not necessarily chewing scenery, he's just an intense character and owning the screen time that he has, where he's like, "What? When you look at me, like, what makes you think I would spare you?"
Yeah. And how she doesn't know that he's walking up behind her.
I do like his quiet walk. He does lurk. He kind of growls on his prey, which is very so he's easily like, aside from like Malcolm McDowell, like the most interesting character in just how enigmatic he is. Like you kind of I think it was Sam who said you kind of want to learn more about it. I don't think a spin-off with him would work, but like I always say, like comic books is where it's at. Because that way it's like it doesn't need to be official if you don't want it to be. If you want to leave them mystery, but
we're going to be missing out on the acting. We're going to be missing out on the great Richard Brake acting.
That's true. You know what? Maybe Rob Zombie, like everybody's doing like streaming series. Like, what if they did a fucking series about this guy?
Yeah, do like a 6 to 8 episode kind of thing.
Maybe not a backstory, but something before 31. Like maybe it takes place in like 1973.
Yeah, like maybe it's another 31 game, but it's about him and how he became really good at it or something.
Well, Richard Brake would be older by the time they filmed this, so maybe it would have to be after 31. I don't know. Yeah, we got makeup and fucking it doesn't really matter. That sounds more interesting, what you were saying. Something that develops the character more. Don't make him sympathetic. Don't do a Joker thing.
And what I like too, I like that they give us enough of this character to where we want to learn more about the character, but at the same time, I'm totally happy with knowing what I know already.
That's
what the protagonist characters, I don't know shit about them, and at the same time, they're not interesting.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't know shit about Doomhead, but he's incredibly fucking interesting.
And that's what would be cool about, like, we're probably never going to see his character again, but if they were to do a series and do it in the past, like, you could show us some things we didn't see before, but then also leave more mystery. You know what I mean? Still, like, even when the series ends, you still don't know this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, a little bit more
of them.
Yeah, I would like that. Rob Zombie's never going to hear this, but, like, I don't know, dude. Think it over.
And so, yeah, he just stabs the shit out of Meg, like, cuts her open.
Like a Thanksgiving turkey.
And that's when Sherry Moon shows back up with Jeff. And she's like, "Where the fuck did Meg go?" He's like, "Oh, man, she went looking for you."
This is a weird scene, but I get that it's part of the game. I feel like Doomhead kind of wants to just kill them right then and there. He seems like he gets a lot of pleasure out of just like doing the killing, but he basically opens up the next stage of the game to them where he's like, you're free to roam like the grounds, the outside.
It's like the doors are officially open because he's got her got her hung up on the almost crucified, and they see her, and he walks in. He's like, I'm going to allow y'all to have some peace and tranquility with your fallen friend here. The doors are officially open. You have the grounds. And then he says that too about God, you have the victory first and then fight the war or something. And he's like, who said that? And they're like, do you really think I give a fuck who said that?
Yeah, because we started on the fucking Franz Kafka quote, which going all the way back to the beginning of the movie. But I do have to say, it reminded me of Halloween 1 and 2, but at least it was a quote from a real person this time.
Yeah. And then the other one, everyone's favorite Marxist revolutionary, Shay, whatever the fuck. But he smoked a pipe.
Guevara.
Actually, no, he said you smoke.
He's like, he smoked a pipe, but I feel like I would be pretentious with a pipe.
Yeah, he's like you light up to smoke after a victory or some shit.
He goes on this this is like his Joker moment.
And so yeah, he just kind of lets them leave. They get outside and they see this. I'm guessing it's a way to the sewer.
Yeah, dude, and Jeff Daniel Phillips is now just gone full Shaggy. Like his voice is cracking. He's just, it's a fucking deadhead, man. It's a fucking
Yeah, he's like, I can't go down there. And it's like,
zoinks.
yeah, it's like, really, why can't you?
Yeah, at this point, get the fuck down there.
Yeah, it's like, I know you want to give her a little more time, but why can't you? You made it this far, bro.
Yeah, we got another little bit hint of romance where he puts her down the hatch, and then he like sacrifices himself.
Yeah, because earlier when they first see the Nazi room, there's the two dead chicks under the sheets, and he pulls one of the sheets off. He's like, "Oh man, I thought that was Charlie. I've never been so fucking happy in my life. Oh my god."
I did like that. That line was cool. Yeah, I was never been so happy in my life. I was wrong. That was a good moment. Yeah, so they're definitely, it's not as strong as Lords of Salem where it's like they're an item, like, but you could definitely tell like he's into her. And
so Doomhead shows up, and I like this where he's like, "Come on, fuckhead. Come on, fuckhead." Da, da, da. And I would have loved it if he had have said something like, "They call me Doomhead." You know?
And then he takes off his shirt and fucking Jeff Daniel Phillips like, you gonna kill me? You gonna fuck me?
Yeah.
But I love this run this charge that fucking Richard Brake does. And he goes up to him and gives him the old stabby. Like, it's very quick, this little fucking...
Yeah, just shanks the fuck out of his ass. And he
It's not
falls down.
fight. It's not a fight at all. He's just fucking... It's a murder.
Yeah, and when he's down, he grabs Doomhead's leg, and Doomhead's just like, "Man, fuck you."
And then, again, I said that Jeff Daniel Phillips looks the most like Rob Zombie in this movie, but that side profile when he's laying there dying, it really just kind of looks like Rob Zombie taking a nap.
Yeah, but he also looks a lot like his one character on Halloween 2 that's killed at the dumpster. He's like,
yeah, he still had like those sideburns and the mustache.
Yeah, it's almost getting to the point where we had to throw him in monster makeup because at this point he's looking like all the other characters he played in Rob Zombie movies.
I thought it was funny that you said that Daniel Roebuck, you don't notice him sometimes in his movies, that he blends in, because it's like, unless he's wearing Frankenstein makeup, which he tends to do.
Oh shit. So now Sherry wanders through a hole, gets in a little tunnel. Looks like the very same tunnel Baby and Otis are running out of at the beginning of Rejects.
Yeah, it might very well be. And then she goes outside, and this is where I'm gonna be a little bit mean again to Sherry Moon. The scream she does, like you could argue that like she's traumatized, she hasn't screamed in a while, that it's just like who's gonna hear, but she just kind of goes outside and goes, ah, like she doesn't really put any passion into it. She's just kind of like, question mark.
Yeah, she sees this random house, goes in this random ass empty house, and the only thing in the house is that very same puppet display.
Yeah, which I was glad they brought that back because I was like, this is starting to look really Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is starting to go into what they were saying, doubling down. But then the puppets made it like weird again, and I was like, okay, they're following up. They're paying off on this.
Yeah, and I don't know what the payoff is, except for I don't know what it means because it's like, all right,
I think
is
it's just
this?
distraction for this moment. At least it is that it just fucking it, and then Richard Brake appears again.
Yeah, because she's just staring at it but I'm like, okay, we saw this thing at the gas station, and now it's at this random house. Is it the same one? Is it a different one? I don't get it. What is the significance of this little puppet display thing? It's cool. I like looking at it. I like the little song that it plays.
Sure, if you asked Rob Zombie, like, what does it mean? He'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought it was cool.
Just thought it was neat.
So yeah, Richard Brake comes in there and talks some more shit, and he's trying to do his little monologue before he kills her. I think this is might be where he says that about, you know who said that, and she's like, do I look like I give a fuck? And he goes to strangle her, and he strangles her, and then lets go just before she starts to pass out because he wants to toy with her and torture her. And he's like, "Go ahead and catch your breath. Go ahead and catch your breath." And then I like the shit out of this. You get the bing, weapons down, and he is all pissed. He wasted too much time. And I like this a lot, that he's following the rules. And
Again, we got another climax from Rob Zombie where this whole movie just kind of feels like a weird nightmare scenario, but I always say that the climaxes in particular always start to take on this weird dream logic and just like the emotions that you get out of it, this adrenaline rush of like just so much crazy shit happening. We have this here again, but especially in the very end when we get to it. But I do like everything that you're saying too, that he is playing by the rules, even if he doesn't want to. That's another reason I think a series about him would be awesome because you could even see what he does outside the game, like when he doesn't have to play by the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Because I like this a lot. He plays by the rules. He gives up, and he walks out of the house, and then we get this. Oh no! What? We've got something we've never had before. We've got a survivor. What are you going to do with her? He's like, oh, we'll figure something out. And I like seeing this. Everybody, taking the stuff off. Malcolm McDowell getting rid of the wig, and the lady taking all her shit off. The naked women carrying. That's another thing. One bit where with this society, there's like naked ladies holding chests.
That's the eyes wide shut part of it. Then, yeah, they don't have the masks, but they have the naked ladies walking around holding hands.
Yeah. And so they're walking out together. I like that, just watching them. They're dressing down, taking it all off, getting back to their normal everyday lives. And another successful 31. And
think about that. Any other movie, like even I believe Ready or Not. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I believe it ends with the people running the game being defeated. Maybe here it's like the bad guys win. We still know nothing about them, so that could be fuck a series. Actually, Rob Zombie's actually never done a video game. We were saying Manhunt, and there hasn't been a Manhunt in forever. Do something with a Manhunt mechanic where you are Richard Brake, and these guys fuck him over. These guys do something where he's no longer like murder head, doom head, and he's got to now track them down. He's going to put them through his, you know what I mean? That would be cool.
Yeah, he's going after the owners of the game,
the aristocrats. Yeah. aristocrats. Anyway.
Yeah. And so we get all this monologue, and then we got Sherry Moon walking down the road, all traumatized, and just trying to find something. And then here comes a van driving up behind her, and here comes old Doomhead, gets out, and she turns around, clenches her fist. He opens up his knives, and it's a stare down.
Gives a great smile. But this is what I'm talking about, where the climax itself wasn't like anything super crazy, but this is a powerful, like, I loved this. This is a powerful, great ending. I love this whole sequence as Aerosmith's Dream On is coming out of the band.
Bond's playing.
The sound design is really good because at first it's just kind of playing in the distance from the van, but then after she clenches her fists and he does the smile, it fades into the actual score of the movie, gets louder. Loved that, and I even didn't mind because the home footage cliche could get a little tiring at this point, but I love how perfectly the clip of Levon dancing to Dream On is really awesome. For a quick moment, I actually kind of cared about about these characters for a second.
Yeah, and it's a cool ass sequence. It really is. But as an ending, it kind of annoyed me a little bit.
I was a little confused. I was like, is this the ending or is there gonna be a fight here? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it's such a non-ending. I would have been happy if it ended right after they all, were taking their garb off, and talking about, yes, 31 is at an end. Da, 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 da. I'd have been much happier if the movie ended there.
Well, they needed to show what happened with Sherry Moon and why they're so nonchalant about them just like closing it off. I didn't think it was going to be the ending until they did that sound trick I mentioned. The moment Dream On got loud and it was just all you heard, I was like, yeah, okay, this is going to be it. But
yeah, I'd be much happier if it ended there with all of them, because Doomhead following the rules and just up and leaving is a better idea than him being like, you're the one that got away, game's over now, it's time to finish what we started, and then just cut to home movie footage. It's such a non-ass ending.
It's odd, but it's good for what we've been raving about Doomhead with, what we've been speculating about. He doesn't play by the rules when he's by himself.
Yeah, which is true, but I would have been more happier.
In and of himself. I get what you're saying. I really liked it. I think it's because, again, Richard Brake strengthens it so much. That ending on his rictus grin was really nice.
Because it's a cool ass sequence, it really is. But ending-wise, it's such a non-ending for me.
It's not particularly trippy visuals. Like, it's not like the crazy visuals of the last couple of movies that we've gotten during the climaxes. It was a little bit more grounded. In conclusion, I don't think the movie was bad, like what people were saying it was.
Not at all.
I think it was mid, but like the higher tier of mid. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people say mid like it's a bad thing, like it's mid, like it's meh.
It's the most average thing they could have done.
Yeah, but I don't
doesn't go above and beyond.
Yeah, but here I don't think it
just does what they normally do really well.
Yeah. I don't think it goes above and beyond this movie, but I don't think it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's meh. I personally really let me formulate this a little better. It did meet my expectation. I said in my post on the basement page that I didn't expect this to blow me away like Lords of Salem, and it didn't. But I don't agree with the negative reactions that I saw and heard before checking it out, because I think it's a decent flick with neat moments that comes off almost like, I got it. It's like an extended, less stylized Creepshow segment mixed with all the movies that I've been referencing before. And I kind of like that Rob Zombie has this David Lynch on crack way of writing his movies, where we're kind of like his music. he may not have a super deep story, moral, or meaning, but he's got these ideas and imagery, and he allows himself to keep building on this fucked up imagery until it becomes like this fever dream. So this movie definitely wasn't his most well crafted. They're definitely more well crafted than others, but I still find the creative drive behind this movie really inspiring. Um, and what makes it more inspiring, ironically enough, is that Rob Zombie in general doesn't seem like an artist who's hell bent on having a message or inspiring the masses. He's just kind of seems like a go with the flow, does his own thing, soldiers through the studio meddling, and if you like it, if you dig it too, that's cool as well. So that's what inspires me more about it, is that he just kind of does it. Um, but that's like, in summary, I like the movie. That's all my notes.
Yeah, it's to me, it's definitely not mid. Like you said, it's like top tier mid. It's above average. It's a cool movie. To me, the main protagonist characters, and like I've said before, I just want to see fucked up shit. And the good guy characters, I can really care less. But his good guy characters and the other ones still were a little interesting. Whereas this one, they're probably the least interesting protagonist characters I've seen in one of his movies. Probably because the villain characters are so over the top that those are the only characters I actually remember, and they have the better lines, they have the better scenes, and it's a damn cool movie. And I don't know yet where I place it amongst his filmography, but I and it's cool. Zombie, just going straight back, doubling down on the nasty, gory kind of shit. Uh, and
I feel like when we get to our rankings at the end of this retro, this might be it's definitely middle tier, where I feel like I might rank this over like Halloween 2, maybe Halloween 1, just because like I feel like I would put this on sooner. Well, I don't know, because Halloween's also related to the Halloween franchise, so I'd have more reason to rewatch those movies.
yeah,
But
I still think I like Halloween 2 more than this,
maybe
because it's Halloween 2 just has a lot more of everything else.
but I like with this movie that he didn't deal with any studio bullshit. So this is
Yeah,
still like
absolutely bullshit. This is everything he wanted to do, and like you said, he doesn't necessarily have a message. I think he's a filmmaker that's like, here's an idea I have that I think is cool, and we're gonna make it, and maybe you'll think it's cool too. And
doesn't really need a hardcore cut because it's like, listen, like the hardcore cut would just be like straight up like full frontal shots of Richard Brake fucking this girl.
yeah, yeah, like to me, I think it's better. I don't necessarily think it needs an unrated cut because it's fairly pretty damn gory and shit as it is. I
It's
think,
pretty gnarly.
yeah, I think that if they were to make an extended version, it might be it'd be interesting, but it might not be as it might not flow as well.
Like it's not even as fucked up as some of the Saw movies. So
Yeah. Um, But yeah, I like the more practical gore effects. I love the way this factory looks. Um, this random ass rundown factory in the middle of nowhere. I like the villain characters, man. This weird society, and you don't even got a name for the society. And in fact, uh, Malcolm McDowell and the two Powder Wig ladies, they have character names too, but they're never mentioned in the movies or in the movie. Um,
just in the credits.
yeah, pretty much, because you got Let me see.
I do want to mention that the credits are pretty much exactly like Devil's Rejects, where you got the shots of the road after the home footage.
Yeah, you're just watching the van drive up the road. I fast forwarded it just to see if might have been something, post credits, but no, they were riding in a car, filming that van going up the road. They're like, fuck it, man. Just like with Devil Rejects, we filmed all this shit. We're gonna fucking show it.
Devil's Rejects was a lot better and inspiring, though. Like, I still think I think that's one of the best end credits, like watching it go up into the sky. Because, like, if you remember in that episode, like, before 3 from Hell was announced, like, you really could see that as, like, the spirits of those guys just fucking drifting off into the cosmos.
Yeah. And so Malcolm McDowell's character in this movie is Father Napoleon Horatio Silas Murder.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to be the final boss in the video game.
And Judy Geeson is Sister Dragon, and Jane Carr is Sister Serpent.
That's sick. I like that. Okay.
Yeah,
there's definitely a lore here. I don't think Rob Zombie's thought it through.
Yeah, with Rob Zombie movies, you got to go a little deeper than just the movie, man. Most of the time, because it's like I remember when Rob Zombie, because I've been following his Facebook page for years, and I remember when they started, because they always post production photos, and when they were doing it for this movie, they were showing pictures of all the different characters, and I remember McDowell having, McDowell's back and he's playing this character and all this.
It is cool that he's back with Rob. I forgot to mention that, but it is great to see him back in the Rob filmography.
Yeah. I'd like for him to be a regular in the Rob Zombie film verse.
Because he was definitely very different from Loomis in this one, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
He's more jovial because Loomis was very angry, frustrated, sad, regretful. He's just like jolly throughout this whole movie.
Yeah,
and
he's just happy to be playing this game, winning some skull money. What are these coins? It was like gold coins with skulls on them. Like, look like pirate money.
We call this Bitcoin.
Yeah, this is our new money we're using for the game.
It's digital now.
Ethereum.
The fucking all the other old people are like, I have to use it on a telephone.
I'm using Dogecoin this year.
Skullcoin.
But yeah, I dig the shit out of the movie. But it's one that I'll definitely watch it more than El Super Beasto. Because, like I said, I don't really have a desire to watch that again.
I feel it, but me personally, I do go back to El Super Beasto. I don't know what it is about it.
Maybe to hear the songs, and that would be about it for me.
But quality-wise, probably would still rank it above, just if I'm being realistic.
This is another one that I don't know how many times I would watch it, because I could watch Corpses all the fucking time, and but
absolutely.
This one,
I would watch it again, but I don't know what mood
exactly
would.
Like,
that's the thing. At least with El Super Beasto, I have a mood where I'm like, I want to watch some fucked up cartoon shit. I want to get high, or I want to get some friends together and just fucking like watch some crazy bullshit. There's some rewatchability on that level, and like you said, with the Hard and Firm songs, there's little moments that are giggle worthy. You know what I mean? This, again, you're not going to find it on TV, so I don't know when you're going to be like, yo, we should watch 31. Unless maybe, again, you're going through the Rob Zombie filmography.
Yeah, or, it's like close to Halloween time, you don't run out of shit to watch, which is probably hard to do.
I would recommend watching this around Halloween time. That would still be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's still a Halloween movie. It's on Halloween.
And I like how it's not overtly Halloween-y, that they do have their own weird tradition. I did want to say this, like, Sam, if you're listening, on my YouTube channel, I used to do a fan film ideas series where I would share my ideas on, like, Star Wars, King Kong, Ghostbusters. Should definitely, just for shits and giggles, for a future video, work out a plot for the fucking Doomhead game. Just come up with level ideas. I like this idea a lot.
Damn. But yeah, like I think it was a return to form, and it was just a release for Rob. It feels like, because he did that magnificent Lords of Salem, and then said, "All right, I just want to go back to like pure violence."
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's a cool ass movie.
Even like the way my imagination's going crazy and like coming up with these ideas, there is merit in that. So that does give it some rewatchability. That, like, I want to see this fucking Doomhead moment again. I want to see this moment, with Sickhead.
Yeah, I want to see Tommy Pickles walking around with a giant German.
Yeah, dude. So there's definitely rewatchability with this movie. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I just don't know when I would turn it back on.
Definitely closer to the day of 31.
The 31 has begun. I think I'm going to say that every Halloween now.
Damn, Malcolm McDowell dropping bars. 31 begun, my son. Everyone will be done.
But with this, we only have 2 more Rob Zombie movies.
For now. There's been no news if he's working on anything new, but like more than likely, like
on his little podcast on Harry Mandell's podcast from last year, he had mentioned he spent like 5 years on the Munsters, and that he's ready to just do music for a while. That he doesn't have any movies in the pipeline yet, but I'm willing to bet you we're gonna get an album. Because Riggs is back in the band, we're definitely going to get a new Rob Zombie album before we get a movie.
Absolutely. And that makes sense, because I'm sure, again, Munsters is kind of like a Halloween, and it was a Netflix product where I'm sure there was a lot of studio meddling and rewrites and shit not happening the way he originally.
Yeah, the biggest studio meddling I know of with that movie is he wanted to do it in black and white, but they told him no. So that's why he went ahead and used like as much oversaturated colors as possible.
It was a terrible idea, but do you remember when they were gonna it got shut down, but Fox was gonna reboot the Flintstones as an adult show with Seth MacFarlane?
I thought that would have been fantastic.
So you actually think that would have been fantastic? So here's my idea, because some of you guys might yell no at the screen saying this, but they should give Rob Zombie another go at not only animation and like the over the top El Super Bisto comedy, like tone it down a little bit, make it less sexual. He should be able to do like an animated Munsters. It would be cool.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool.
And do it in black and white, but he could still make it a little bit more adult. Have Herman say fuck. Who cares?
Yeah, because too, with Seth MacFarlane, he's a big Flintstones fan, and I think he would have done it justice. I think it had some more adult humor in it, but I don't think it would have been Family Guy Flintstones. You know what I mean? Because if you've seen the Orville, that's not Family Guy Star Trek. Like, the Orville's like the best Star Trek style show, since like, Deep Space Nine, you know what I'm saying? Or
that's a good point. That I have watched the Orville, and it's better than modern Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how is the parody better than the
And it has irreverent moments, but yeah, it's not like his animated product. That's a good point, Travis.
Yeah, because it takes itself serious, it takes the sci-fi serious, it takes the world serious, it takes everything serious. But to me, what I like about the Orville is it does shit that I've seen a million times in Star Trek and other space shows, but it does something different with it. That might be humorous or might be a little more interesting, like, with the Mocklins and the society of men and stuff.
And even like the filler episodes are pretty good too. Even the filler episodes of the Orville are pretty good. Sometimes they just recycle Next Generation plots and add some jokes in there, but it's like, hey, again, it was better than Star Trek Discovery. It was better than
Yeah.
Know what their new one is, Brave New World.
I think Seth would have did a great job with Flintstones if they gave it to him.
Yeah, they did like one teaser trailer where you heard him do his Fred. He does Yabba Dabba Doo, and it's like Come in the Fox, but then they pulled the plug on it.
Yeah, I think it would have been great. I think Fox probably wanted it to be like Family Guy, and I think he wanted it to be like Flintstones, just more updated. And I think Fox was like, "Nah, fuck that. You got to make it like American Dad. You got to make it like."
He makes
Family
like a
Guy."
stone iPod.
Yeah, but
Well, make a good point with that because like Seth MacFarlane, he had a lot of credits on like Cartoon Network shows like Johnny Bravo and stuff like that, which Cartoon Network really spawned from Hanna-Barbera and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly. Like when you look at all those, especially a lot of those early, what a cartoon show cartoons like Johnny Bravo and stuff, and it's like that was like the last hurrah for Hanna-Barbera style shit.
So yeah, I think maybe not so much of a terrible idea as I thought.
Yeah, I think he'd have done it justice.
Like going back to my point, like I would love to see if he's not going to do a movie, like he could still do like production. I would love to see more animated stuff from Rob.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And speaking of, you said have him do a Munsters cartoon. He did say he's not making a sequel to the Munsters, which is a disappointment. Because I think his version of the Munsters has a lot of room to grow.
Yeah,
there's
that's
a
the thing.
lot
I'm
he
one of the
can.
few people who didn't hate it. Like I understand that it's not a good movie, but I liked it.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to put it.
the experiment I think worked, and I hate to see all this work that he put into it just kind of go to waste.
And he's an actual fan of the Munsters. Like I can't wait to actually get to that episode because
Dude,
I'm a
for
fan of the
real.
Munsters too. Um, but yeah, I think another reason why movies like that, because El Super Beasto fell flat for you and it falls flat for a lot of people, and you might have mentioned it on that podcast, and the reason why Munsters falls flat is I think Rob Zombie needs more room to spread his wings with comedy. So maybe giving him an animated show or project that could be like a horror comedy, maybe something for Adult Swim, like
Yeah, because we know he can do horror. We know he can do exploitation, which is fine. That's where his comfort lies. But I would like to see him do a little more, horror comedy, shit like that.
give him like a Billy and Mandy, and see what he could do.
Yeah.
But anyway, so next episode, we're returning to the Firefly family.
Yeah, the sequel that was hinted at, but we never thought we'd get because Rejects seemed like it had such a definitive ending.
But a sequel that still ultimately ended up having Richard Brake.
Yeah, awesomely so too. Like, if you liked him in this movie, you're gonna love him in the next one.
I'm pretty hyped. But until then, see you later, Popeye. I'm gonna go get some spinach.
Yeah. See you later, Dick Lickers.
Bye.